To be
Yes.
you. Even though he looked to be anywhere from 30 or 35 years older than everybody else in the crowd. But you had a ball last night, Earl, because you like a blowout.
That and the vibe there was just unbelievable because it's really the way they set up the viewing parties. It's really a set like two avenues. 7th Avenue had one section, 8th Avenue had the other section. 8th Avenue one is way cooler. They're the real b-ball heads. They
Okay,
being loud.
the real b-ball heads.
You've never said that before.
Here's the thing, though. He, as a vibe manager, knows the vibe. He knows when the vibe is right. And if he says that's where the b-ball heads hang out, that's where I want to go.
But here's the thing. Why isn't this to unite people? Why is 8th Avenue feeling fucking hipper than 7th Avenue?
Yes.
There's no reason for it. But enjoy yourself. In the meantime, the real games to be watching is this fucking Orlando Magic beating the Pistons. And remember when Earl was telling us that he hates the play-in games?
Yep.
And then the Magic are literally making history.
It's wild.
Yeah,
Pistons
magic.
won the East. They thought they were just going to steamroll over the Magic. Yet, they're down big.
I want to turn the Magic's name to the Magi.
Oh, that's cool.
Gift to the Magi.
Yeah.
Hand out
That's
myrrh.
fucking 8th Avenue fucking b-ball head. Cool.
Not like fucking 7th Avenue chopped unks.
Earl was out and just enjoying himself. He does this once a year. He gets himself tickets to a TV screen near the stadium, and then he gets to run through the streets with the other fucking corn fans and acting like he's a badass. There is that thing when you're in the middle of a mob, you feel the strength of the whole mob.
Yeah.
You're not limited by your own power.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, and then there's always this one group of really young kids. I don't think they're like junior high schoolers. They go absolutely ape shit. They act like this is the
But
championship.
here's the thing: you act like this always happens. This is only the second time you've done this in your life, and both times you came off sounding like Epstein.
I mean,
You're bringing up 13-year-olds.
if I'm in a group of middle schoolers, guess what? I'm getting the hell out of there. I don't want none of that stink.
Why would it stink?
I mean, metaphorically.
It sounds like you're getting some stank on it.
I don't like it.
Zero stank.
All right. We're going to open up the phones and open up the prize closet today. 844-ROCK-GOD. That's 844-762-5463. We haven't given out any stuff in a while. 844-762-5463. Call in and win. Now, Gail, it should be up to you to come up with something today that we can do. Oh, you feel like you have something. There's a confidence.
I feel very confident about this.
Okay.
Call in and tell us what is the greatest cartoon theme song of all time. Greatest cartoon theme song of all time.
All right, so it has to be a TV theme song. We're not doing movies, right?
Right. A cartoon TV show theme song.
Now, this is also going to be generational.
Of course
because every generation feels like they have the best cartoons because they're like, if you said to Frankie right now, who's got the best cartoons? She'd be like, my generation.
Yeah. She's going to be like the Bluey theme song. Nothing's better than that.
Obviously.
And
a lot of
good.
people are a lot of people are crazy about Bluey.
Yeah. It is a really
I'm
good
going
theme
to do one from my own era. I don't think it's been topped. I mean, I think this is like we say the Beatles and the Stones always have to rank high.
Yeah.
These Stones, no, gay meant something different back then. It was just happy.
And just so you know, when I was a child, I actually didn't think it meant either. It was a misheard lyric, and I thought they were having a gale time. And I felt very proud. I was like, wow, a time even fit for me, I suppose. I'm right here in the Flintstones song. You've heard it.
Now, here's the thing about the Flintstones. That song was written before the show. You know what I mean? Like, that showed up at the pilot episode. So they already felt Yabba Dabba Doo Time is going to be a real thing.
Right. They're like,
Then
let's use it.
describing that he drives the car with his feet.
Yes.
Right.
Which,
Important.
I mean, to be totally honest, it's a stone car.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he's pushing it down the street with his bare feet.
Mm-hmm.
It's, I mean, it's hard to believe, but
He's a
you have
caveman.
to suspend. You have to suspend
you
the
have to.
belief. But I always like a theme song that describes the show that
Love
you're
it.
watching.
Love it.
I do think that it's important. All right, now here's Jason up in Maine. Jason.
How are ya?
Hi,
Hey, good.
Jason.
DuckTales has the greatest
Jason.
theme song from our childhood.
Jason, that is an incredible theme song. Perhaps my personal favorite. I'm going to say this song has no business being this good. And I feel like I would rock to this song on its own. I loved it.
And lyrically, I think it's,
Very simple. But
it needs more.
here's the thing that I love about whoever wrote this theme song. They go, let's use every button on the synth. And let's use every instrument in the band. We're going to combine all of these things.
And there was some scratching in there too.
Oh,
Early hip
yeah.
hop.
All right.
I mean, really, really went, why not use every sound we've got?
All right. I also want to remind all the producers, please keep an eye on your host so you can see when we're looking for stuff. Thanks. Here's Rachel in OKC. Perhaps the people that are going to take home this basketball championship.
Yes.
All right. This is Rachel.
Yes.
Hi,
All right.
Rachel.
Hi.
Hi.
It's the Jetsons.
Well, the Jetsons, the
Jetsons,
futuristic Flintstones.
Sure.
Truly a great, famous song. Let's give it a listen here.
Meet George Jetson. His boy Elroy. Daughter Judy. Jane, his wife.
More big band sound. I mean,
Yes.
they just go for it. These are not cheaply made.
No.
All these things, you could tell a lot of love and money went into them.
I could imagine the work that will put into each one of these themes, the soundscape that they create.
Yes.
I love in the Jetsons how there's like a chopsticks little interlude after Jane, his wife. Always loved that part as a kid.
Yeah, me too. All right, 844 Rock God, 844-762-5463. The game, and we're opening up the prize closet today, is greatest cartoon theme song of all time. And it's a tight race. We all have to admit that.
Yeah. I mean, we haven't had one dud yet. I'll tell you that.
And no matter what generation,
Yes.
they do great work on the theme songs. Let's go over to Ralph in New York. Ralph.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hi, Ralph.
Hey, how's it going? Hey, this theme song gets me hyped to this day. So I hope you guys like it.
All right. What do you got?
Thunder Chicken.
Thunder Chicken.
Thunder Chicken.
This is early 2000s, I think. We're looking
No.
at this.
I think it came out in 67.
67.
60s.
I think I have Super Chicken as as it looks like a 60s themes, the Super Chicken cartoon theme.
Is
Yeah.
that it? Super Chicken.
Okay,
it.
you freaked me out with Thunder Chicken. All right.
Yes. It's really funny, the commitment level of most of the musicians who made and songwriters who made these themes. Who were just like, this song has to kill. It has to chart.
Well, I mean, you better keep that kid's attention.
Yes.
Yes.
Because they're not going to wait around if they don't like the
No.
theme. 844-762-5463. Greatest cartoon theme song of all time. Here's Chad in Albany. Chad.
Hey, $1,000,000 guys. I'm going to throw my hat in the ring with the Pink Panther theme, not just because it's a great theme song, but because it actually plays throughout the entire show. So it's
true.
always there. You never get bored of it, and it translated into film. And once you hear it, it's an earworm.
All right, so this is interesting. Was it a film first? Because they used to use this in the Pink Panther series, but I never knew whether the TV show or the movie was first. Might be worth looking into. But just a perfect theme. I think this is Henry Mancini, if I'm not wrong.
I think you're correct. Yeah.
All right, let's
He's
take
incredible.
a listen. I mean, you can't ask for much more
No.
than that. And when they kind of rebooted the Pink Panther series in the 70s,
Yeah.
I was a big fan of Peter Sellers. And you would go to the movie, and this is the way the opening credits would open with the cartoon and stuff.
Right.
People would be fucking falling out. Adults losing their shit at the opening credits. Chris, do you know where it started?
The film is where it started.
Yeah.
Like 64, right?
63. 63, very
63.
close, Ron.
The
I
funny
feel
thing
like an
about
idiot.
it
Don't.
is using that theme for like a kid's animated show. And there's just this very sexy, sultry sophistication to that Mancini track. It's so great.
I know. And then you had the Anteater thing that would come in and do a short, and it was like, "Hey, Ant." The guy would be like Jackie Mason
Yes.
would be the Anteater. "Hey, Ant, where do you think you're going?" And then the Ant would be Bing Crosby. And I think they were both being done by Frank Gorshin, both voices. No, I'm seeing a no from Deb. Who did the voices then? Who did the impressions?
John Biner.
God damn it, you're right. John Biner, who was also a very big comedian, impressionist in the 70s. But he would do Bing Crosby just like an ant that didn't give a shit. Just really laid back.
Fucking funny.
It's really fun.
And then the Anteater was this anxious, aggressive Jewish guy. All right, let's go over to Jeff. Jeff in Maine. What's up, Jeff?
Oh my God, love you guys so much.
Thank
This
you,
one
man.
might be controversial, might have been
All right.
canceled, but Fat Albert.
Well, gigantic cartoon, Saturday morning cartoon. I'm going to tell you, I have one problem with it. So it would be Fat Albert and the Cosby Kids singing this theme,
Yeah.
but they didn't use the Fat Albert voice. They used the
Right.
singer. And we were supposed to believe the Fat Albert sang this good. It would have been
Right.
impossible. But let's play it a little bit.
Hey, 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 it's Fred Albert, and I'm gonna sing a song for you. And Bill's gonna show you a thing or two. You'll have some fun now with me and all the gang, learning from each other while we do
our thing. Gonna have a good time.
This is Bill Cosby coming at you with music and fun. And if you're not careful, you may learn something before.
And then he would do the thing. That also bothered me, is that you would see him doing the Fat Albert voice. It bothered me. And it also bothered me that they took this silly show and tried to put a lesson, and then a man comes back in and tells you what you were supposed to get. You know what I mean? How about fucking entertaining us?
Don't control
Bill?
me.
It's a Saturday morning. Don't break the fourth wall for a child's mind. Come on, dude.
It really was the thing of he drug it down, his own show.
Because he had to put him first at all times.
He's putting himself above the show.
Well, yeah, he's Dr. Cosby. The other thing was you could tell Bill was behind this because he likes jazz. So that was like a weird little jazz thing, but then with a pop voice. Who wasn't Fat Albert? Why wouldn't you have Fat Albert sing the song?
There's so many problems with this.
And please, I don't know what I'm supposed to learn. What? The most important ship is friendship?
Come on.
What am I supposed to go have breakfast with the I was just trying to move a joke in because Juju got to have breakfast with the principal for being a nice person.
She did.
Congratulations,
for friendship.
Juju.
Yeah, she's being honored for her
Hey,
friendship.
I don't know why everybody's saying they're proud of me. I'm just being a friendly person.
Yeah.
You know?
It's kind of weird. Everyone just seems so proud of me. I mean, I'm just being a good friend. She's so humble. And then we found out, we went over to my parents' house, my aunt's there, and so she got to like tell everybody about it. When we got home, her dad was there, and like she wanted him to like give her the same kind of pop, and so she was like, yeah, it's interesting. Everyone at Pop and Nana's house were pretty proud of me when they found out. And he's like, I'm proud of you too. Like, I forgot to tell you, I'm really excited. She had to lead it, like, love more of that accolades, please.
Yeah.
I am a friend to all, they say.
Hey, Matt, what do you got for us? Best cartoon song all time?
I'm doing a little audible here. I just picture a chubby young Chris Stanley with an orange headband and nunchucks, air kicking and punching to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles theme song.
All right, so here's the thing, Earl. You got to tell us what song so Chris can have it put together. You know? That's the thing.
One of these audibles.
All right. 844 Rock God. That's 844-762-5463. Here's Dave. Dave, what song you got for us, buddy?
Hey, what's happening, y'all?
Hey.
Hi.
There's no need to fear. Underdog is here.
Ooh,
Okay.
this is a good one. This is a really good one.
It's a good one, but not in a mental institution have a big party. I mean, I can only think of two movies that he was in and Jack Nicholson movies. I don't know if
Yes.
Jack's like, we ought to get
we gotta
Scatman
get
for
him.
this part.
He's going to kill it. He's great with a nice little bit part. I can't believe they didn't use Hong Kong Phooey as the theme to that new John show.
Right, of course. You're right
My
about
brother
that.
had come up with his own parody when he was a kid where he sang John Kennedy, #1 super guy. My favorite part, #1 super guy didn't get changed. John
Right.
still was a #1 super guy. #1 super guy.
And then after that plane went down, we just stopped singing it.
It
Let
wasn't
go.
as fun anymore.
Yeah.
John Kennedy song.
Here's Dennis in Strong Island. Hey, Dennis.
Hi, guys.
Hey.
I've heard a lot of great songs, but none of them have become a great comedy bit like the theme from Mighty Mouse did.
Yeah, Mighty Mouse. This is one of the most famous of all time.
Yeah.
And an original.
Yeah.
This is a black and white show.
Yes, this is like an early.
Never hangs around when he hears this mighty sound. Here I come to save the day. That means that Mighty Mouse is on the way. Yes, sir, when there is a wrong to right, Mighty Mouse will join the fight. On the sea or on the land, he gets the situation well in hand.
I mean, there was one point in my life where I would have thought Mighty Mouse and Superman were tied for
Yeah.
the strongest.
Toe to toe.
I kind of prefer Mighty Mouse.
I did too. Here's Rich in Staten Island.
Hello, Brother Ron.
Hey, my man.
I'm thinking a voice of my generation, Pinky and the Brain.
Oh,
This song is so goddamn good.
It's
And
really good.
The cartoon itself was just fantastic.
Yes.
This is when they started to aim cartoons at night on Nick at Night, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
All right, let's take a listen.
Gee, Brain, what do you want to do tonight?
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
They're Pinky and the Brain. Yes, Pinky and the Brain. One is a genius, the other's insane. They're laboratory mice. Their genes have been spiced. They're Pinky and the Brain. Brain, 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 brain. Before each night is done, their plan will be unfurled by the dawning of the sun. He'll take over the world. They're Pinky and the Brain. Yes, Pinky and the Brain. Their twilight campaign is easy to explain. To prove their mousy worth, they'll overthrow the earth.
And Pinky got away with murder, and the Brain caught shit every chance he got.
Every episode. Yes.
Yeah. Rick in Oklahoma, we're looking for the greatest cartoon
buddy.
theme song. Hey.
Rick.
Hey, buddies.
Hi.
Hey, what's up?
Got to go with Captain Caveman.
Ah.
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
Set free by the teen angels from his prehistoric block of glacier ice comes the world's first superhero, Captain Caveman. Now the constant companion to the teen angels, Brenda, Dee Dee, and Taffy in their hilarious and sometimes scary mystery missions. Get ready for Captain Caveman and the Teen Angels.
Well, that's a tough one to beat. Now, Jason in Indiana has a classic.
Hey, Ronnie, $1 million.
Million.
I don't think you have to go to anybody else after me. Let's go with some Japanimation. Let's go with Speed Racer.
Wow.
Speed Racer,
really
big.
great one.
Really big.
Here comes Speed Racer. He's a demon on wheels. He's a demon and he's gonna be chasing after someone. He's gaining on you, so you better look alive. He's busy revving up the powerful Mach 5. And when the odds are against him and there's dangerous work to do, bet your life, Speed Racer, see it through. Go Speed Racer, go Speed Racer.
Very weird show for kids.
Yes.
Speed Racer wasn't all that nice. He was always frustrated. He was always pissed. He had the weirdness of his brother, Racer X.
Oh, yeah.
that really wouldn't take him in his family. And then Spritle and Chim Chim would be riding in the trunk, just totally not anchored in. There's no safety precautions.
No.
They could have been killed anytime he rode that car.
And you'd think he wouldn't want more people in for more speed. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying.
Well, it was never his idea. They would sneak into the trunk. But to do what? Go round and round and round? It's not like he was on a cannonball run across the country. But I don't think he cared much for Spritle.
He didn't.
You know what I mean? And then Chim Chim was like almost creepy, almost like a Planet of the Apes thing going on. So many. I'm going to take one back from the jazz age, and I think this is one of the most forgotten. And it's a little show called Top Cat. And Top Cat
great song.
was like a super fucking cool dude. He was a cat that lived in a trash can, used the cop's phone to run his business. It's up like a gambling and probably some kind of a pill farm that he was running out of
extortion.
there.
He was a real bad boy, that Top Cat.
Yeah. I mean, they were almost like Boardwalk Empire before there was a Boardwalk Empire. But let's take a listen to this theme song.
Top Cat, the most effectual Top Cat. whose intellectual close friends get to call him TC, providing it's with dignity. Top Cat, the indisputable leader of the gang. He's the boss, he's a vet, he's a championship, he's the most tip-top Top Cat.
It's a weird lesson for kids to hear about a gang, and this is the boss of that gang, and like, what are they doing for money? Why are they together?
Just grifting, dude.
Grifting and more. For all I know, they were kidnapping.
You know what? This just made me think of one. Do you remember Heathcliff? He was another kind of a bad boy cat, also a stray. Great theme song.
Yeah, and he was
Really
somewhat
good.
of a dandy, wasn't he?
I feel like he was a lazabout for sure.
Okay.
But he was, but it's a great song.
No one should terrify their neighborhood, but Heathcliff
Terrify.
playing pranks on everyone.
Use all the sounds.
The competition doesn't stop. Fixing with the ladies fair, being charming debonair. The gang will reign supreme, and no one can deny. They'll make them history, and always have an alibi. So join in the jubilee. The cats are great, they'll all agree. Finding each
It's nice, but I think we're missing that hook. That
It doesn't have,
big
you know what?
blasty hook.
It's like, it's just verse into verse, you know?
Yeah.
Learn something from DuckTales, my dude.
Yeah.
All right?
Don't bore us. Get to the chorus.
Yes.
That's what Earl and Stevie Wonder demanded in any pop songs that they were involved in. Dave in California. Dave.
What's going on, Ronnie? Sounding great. Yo,
thanks.
there was a certain time, there was a sacred time on Saturday mornings. And I was pretty little, and I would hear these drums. And Saturday morning was my time, because my parents would be asleep, and I would hear George of the Jungle, and I would lose my shit.
He's a legend of my childhood.
I do feel like Duckwing Duck is his weakest of the three.
I'll agree.
You know?
I mean, DuckTales by far his number one, number two spot, Chippendales. Then we're going with Darkwing after that.
Gil, you're very happy with your Muddy Mat. I know it's been a game changer for you.
It's been absolutely incredible. And I will tell you this. So you know how I've been saying that Dolly loves to, she's obsessed with, wiping her paws on it? She naps on it. They just sent us a Muddy Mat dog bed.
Whoa.
This is her dream, my dudes. This is her dream. It just came this morning. I have to send you guys pictures because it's not just the mats. They have dog beds. She's never gotten into a dog bed until this time. We had a dog bed. She wouldn't go in it.
I'm looking at this. I don't know what that's made out of, but it looks like a dream. Yeah.
Yes. She's so obsessed with it. And I think it's the same texture as the mat. And so she's just obsessed with it.
I want to see if other dogs love this as much as Dolly. I mean, it's insane how she's fallen in love with whatever this thing is, whatever that makes them different.
You've probably seen videos or commercials for Muddy Mats on TV and online and thought, those can't really work that well. Well, guess what? They do. I absolutely love my Muddy Mats.
Only Muddy Mat has thousands of advanced, ultra-soft microfibers that are 5 times more absorbent than ordinary floor mats, trapping dirt and water and protecting your floors.
I use them everywhere, by every door, under my pet's food dish, in the kitchen to catch spills. I even use one as a bath mat. Best part, they're 100% machine washable.
If you hate dirty floors, you're going to love Muddy Mats. Trust me, I love them. Gail loves them. And most importantly, Our dog loves them, and I can't recommend them enough.
Right now, get a free Muddy Mat with your order of 2 or more mats at buymuddymat.com.
This offer is only available at buymuddymat.com. That's B-U-Y, muddy, M-A-T.com.
Don't wait. Take my advice. Get the free Muddy Mat with your order of 2 or more mats only at buymuddymat.com.
Faction Talk 103, it's the Bennington Show. Faction Talk 103, it's the Bennington Show.
Hey, Ron, this is Joe Dallas. I live down in Key West.
Incredible messages that you guys have left. Go check them out. And if you haven't yet, you can scroll to the bottom of that page and leave your own voice note. And we're going through them. And I mean, listen to how many, not only how many incredible ones we just listened to, but how different they are and their experiences and the impact that you have on them, Ron. It's just, it's overwhelming for me, really.
And the impact they have on us, because
Yeah.
These people are so interesting. I mean, the people that listen to this show just crush me. Beautiful, beautiful people. Everybody coming from a different thing. It's a lot of... Yesterday, I was showing it to Juju, right? And she's seeing the thing where the face turns into all these little things, and she goes like this, "What are you, a hacker? Pop, are you a hacker? Do not hack us." And she's reading...
Do not hack my iPad.
Yeah. She's reading through. I didn't hit play because you don't know what you're going to do, but she reads so fast now. She's in 2nd grade. And she's going, "How many followers are there here? This is crazy."
Yeah,
It was
she was
so
very
cute.
very impressed with that, and it was so cute to see her reading your messages that everyone sent, and it's really cool.
I had to quick switch if any of them said cancer. I don't want her learning about cancer. You know what I mean? I just wanted her to think, I'm going through something. But it really is an amazing thing. The wall has just been so great. And then just hearing these folks like today. Rob the Priest.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I feel like I should get a hold of him because I got so many people praying for me right now that I really should start doing some of my own praying. It seems like I need to get involved into it. But the only thing that is good about this cancer is some of these folks, many of them just quietly for years listening to us, not interacting.
Yes.
And then you just find out how fascinating they are. You're making stained glass all day.
That was so cool.
You remember Fast Eddie's Wayne Huizenga Jr. song.
I hadn't thought of that in so long.
I don't know why he got in trouble, but he did. Wayne Huizenga Jr. for something.
I always remember this song is like, so Wayne Huizenga Jr., a senior, but junior, his father gets him anything he likes.
So funny. And somebody just brought up to me the other day of Fast Eddie's parody commercial for silk and jeans. Come out. We sell nothing but silk and jeans. I mean, it was ridiculous. There's no reason to do a parody like that. So funny. Earl, I was he's on the phone now, but I noticed he was very touched.
Yeah, he was.
doing
I
that.
saw that.
Yeah, these are just beautiful messages, and just again, it's that love that's just this love from all these other outside places, and just from it's just the love that you given out is coming back, and it's so remarkably beautiful.
I didn't get a chance to hear Earl's yet. Can we find that, Deb?
Yeah, we can.
Somebody brought that up to me.
I have it.
That we were going to play Earl's and then we never did. All right, let's take it. This is Earl. You speaking right from the heart here, Earl?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Ronnie B, it's me, Earl. Just wanted to send some love, light, and support to you and to your family. I hope you're absorbing all of this beautiful energy that's being put out to you during this difficult time. You have the lives you have touched, or I can't even measure it, and that's a gift, man. That the lives that you touched through all these years, and I can't even begin to put into words the impact that you've had on people. And you're getting that love back, and I want to send that love back to you. And just wanted to say I love you, man. I love you, and love you.
Oh, thanks, Earl. I love you, buddy.
Earl, that was sweet.
That was really from the heart, huh, Earl?
Yeah.
Yes.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you love me?
There's no rating to. It's not a high rating. Like a 10. I wish it could be higher, but it's 1 to 10, 10.
But I like the fact that you stayed inside the actual rating
'cause, like,
system.
people
Some
try to,
people
like,
try to go out.
100.
Then you're like,
No,
now the
no,
rating system is destroyed.
Exactly.
You know?
It's a system in place for a reason.
Yeah, the reason is so we can measure love.
Yes,
and
we
Earl,
live in a society.
Yeah, I love that you kept it inside the box, not like these
Yes.
outside the box people.
No.
Earl, when you found out that I was stage 4 cancer, were you happy or sad about it?
It's very sad.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you were happy, it probably would hurt my feelings.
Yeah, I would.
Devastating.
It would negate that entire message you left.
Yes, the message
Yeah.
would now just hold no weight.
I'm not even sure if that message was true, if he was happy.
Mm-hmm. Can I tell you how I felt when I found out?
Yeah, please
Yes,
do.
you can.
Well, you called me and I said, "Are you serious?" Or,
Yeah.
and then you told me, and then I believed you, and then I said, "Well, this is good. This is good. We know what it is." And then you waited a beat and said, "Yes, Chris, it's good that I have colon cancer."
I did feel bad for Chris because he's just been through this, and of
Yes.
course he's lost his parents. He's got no other living relatives, and then the only adult male that's ever cared for him is putting him back through this again.
I'm here for you, though, dude. Through all the bullshit, I have knowledge now that can maybe help. And that's all I can
Well, that
try
is
to
true.
do. Love
And
you.
Chris
Well,
has been a good support to me.
He has been a bit good support. He's had a shining star that he wants us to do and be a part of because of all the places that he went. I don't want to say mistakes that you made, but it took you a long time to get back to this place.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Yeah, for sure.
And you and Gail are always going over treatment. Oh, no, Gail's coming. Earl's down. Gail's heading down. Chris is
here.
laughing. Deb's crying.
He really has been a big support for me too, and it's
Yeah,
I appreciate you so much, Chris.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And you're like really family.
Chris, you don't have to fake cry.
I'm not fake
You don't
crying,
let-
man.
Don't fake
Earl's
because
crying
I'm
for
like
real.
really in a
Yeah.
fucked up place right now. Chris.
Why is this bad for me? I love everyone here.
Yeah, but you sound so disingenuous.
That's
You see, I'm
bullshit.
fucking
Now I'm
falling
yelling.
apart over here.
Hey, let's not turn this into anger.
Well,
You know,
no. When I
my
say
white
you're-
blood cells can't put up with it.
When I say that we're family, I mean it. And that's why I say this to you. You're faking, and that's bullshit, dude.
It's not bullshit.
It is.
Why does
Gail
everyone
is
always
so-
think my emotions are fake?
All right, please don't
Sorry.
ruin this,
You're
Chris. This is
screaming.
a beautiful moment until you start getting mad. But Gail is like so involved in this that when Jenny Hutt got in touch with me recently and said, "What's going on?" I go, maybe you should just really talk to Gail because I don't have the details about my disease and treatment because I'd rather not do any of it.
Yeah. I also just want to give a shout out to Dan, who is someone who like reached out to us very early. I don't know if I should. I'm not going to use his full name. I don't know if he's.
No, don't
comfortable
use
with that.
his full name
But
and
Dan.
don't even be that specific.
But I just want to say, he like from the moment you first posted, he was very early, and I literally created my open Instagram account because I was like, I need to be able to communicate with people who can give me advice and help me. And he's been really unbelievable and looking into some of the things that I have questions on. And I'd never met him before. Like this is, you know what I mean? Like I don't know him personally. He listens to the show and he's just been amazing for me. So I appreciate you so much, Dan.
When the doctors will say to me, "Do you have any questions?" I will say, if I were to just run out this door right now and just keep running, would that be better than going through these treatments you tell me about? Because I won't stop running. I'll just keep trying to, the cancer's here. So I'll just keep going and going and going
Yeah.
far away from the cancer as I can possibly get.
That our last appointment that we did, he asked first if Ron had any questions. He goes, "No, but Gail does." And I was like, ready to give for him, like, "You're in trouble now, dude. You're gonna get all the fucking questions."
Cross-examination.
I'm very well prepared for this moment. You're gonna have to get through me.
Yeah, at first he just wanted to talk to me, and I'm like, I can't even stay in this,
Yeah. But people need that. You need
Absolutely.
You need
Advocates.
Set of ears. Yeah.
I actually said to him, because he's brilliant in research and development, I said, be careful because I see a lot of these scientists are dying lately. You know what I mean? I don't
Talk
want
to
anything
Chris
happen
about
to you,
this if
bro.
you want.
Look, as of this today, there's 12 scientists and one UFOologist who just recently, I'm throwing up air quotes here, killed himself the day after he said, "I would never kill myself." Okay. And there's a number of nuclear scientists. Look, and I'm not just talking crazy. It's all on Wikipedia. There's a running list.
Okay, you got to stop acting like telling us that you're not crazy, because that only
Yes.
sounds crazy.
That's only crazy
Good
people
call.
have to say. I'm not crazy.
I have conviction that something some stinks in Denmark and the United States with all these nuclear scientists and UFO anti-gravity scientists getting whacked one after another. I mean, they even found a lady who was the last scientist who was just added to this list. She had killed herself, again, air quotes, in 2022. And she was all over podcasts talking about how she feels her life's in danger. She worked with anti-gravity.
Stranger.
Danger.
Stranger danger.
Stranger.
And again, so the FBI says they're going to launch an investigation, but I mean, do we have any faith in Cash Patel, Cash Me Outside, Cash Potatoes to fucking pull this off? No, we don't. I'm going to answer for everyone. No.
No, I don't, and I'm comfortable expressing that right now.
I mean, I hope it's not Project Bluebeam.
Because Booze Hound can't put his booze down.
I didn't even know he was a booze
Allegedly.
brain. Yeah, allegedly.
Allegedly, that's what they say. I can't prove that.
He lost the password to his computer and freaked out thinking he was fired or something.
Well, it's all happening.
It is. It really is.
Yeah, by the way, there was a nurse who came in at our last appointment and he couldn't log into the system and he tried like 10 different times in different ways. And then Ron said, "You're not fired, are you?"
And he's like, "No, sir. No, I'm not fired." I didn't even think he was like a nurse. He was a nurse's assistant. He has to come in.
A nurse tech.
Yeah, a nurse
Yeah, it's
tech.
just like they give
great,
you like
great
a-
people.
Yeah, they really are. And then we got then we had a nurse come in who had another student with her. That's always fun. They're learning the ropes. And they were so sweet.
It's wild when I was going through my shit with my mother-in-law, how every bad experience with a person we had was with an actual doctor. And to a T, to a person, the nurses were the ones with empathy. It was wild.
Right,
but the amount of soulless, I'll say, some of them, doctors.
Yeah.
Awful.
Because they think about things differently. And I think that they're also under the impression hey, I can't get attached in that way. That's not going to be my way to handle this. And the hard thing is they're public facing. I mean, you meet that person. That would be great if you never met him and then he was just working on the case. But you as a patient and the patient's family have to talk to this person who may or may not be good with people.
You know who disagrees with you guys? Joe DeRosa. He's done an entire special with a big part of it is how terrible nurses are. And the doctors are the great ones and the nurses are terrible. Somebody didn't give him pills or something. Then
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
That's fascinating.
Everybody, I guess, has different experiences. No, Earl can let the winners know who the winners are. We just wanted to have some fun. Everybody was good. Everybody's could be tied for first. That's how great the answers were on.
I know. They were so
theme
good.
song. By the way, I needed that kind of a break today. You know what I mean? It wasn't the greatest day. So just to hear people talking about cartoon themes put me in a much better mood.
Yes.
And also, I'm going to announce it now. I feel like the pickleball thing is another thing that started strong and it's faded. And go over there next to cornhole because it's never gonna. We're never gonna get another sport.
Stop
it's
trying
fun
to
for
make
people.
pickleball happen. It's not going to happen.
The amount of, let's say, luxury buildings or luxury adjacent buildings that have, we have pickleball courts. You can see them all over the city. Empty.
Right.
Empty.
Be honest,
across
my
the
town-
country. Empty.
My town just spent some money putting those together, and it's been up and running for about a year. I never see people on the pickleball courts.
They didn't really open those pickleball courts. If you go look at them,
Right.
there's no nets there.
Oh, okay.
They're just
that's why.
this would. By the time they finish building them, they're like, I don't even think this is a thing anymore.
No one's even asking for this.
It's racquetball.
It's just for the elderly.
2.0.
Yes, I remember with racquetball, I had a racket. I fucking joined a thing. I go, you know what? I don't like exercising, but I sure will play a fucking game. You know, you play a couple fucking times and you're like, Jesus Christ, this is stupid.
I remember, I think, was it in Wall Street where Gordon Gekko was playing racquetball? I thought it was the coolest of the indoor sports. And then I was like, by the time
I think he was playing squash.
Oh, you're right. It was
Which is really like another version of racquetball. And handball is exactly the same. Always Puerto Rican guys in prison will play handball.
I'm trying to think of the movie, and this also would have been kind of late 80s, early 90s.
All
And they
right.
were playing handball, and it gets very intense for no reason. And I remember just being like, what are they just slapping this ball? I was so confused by it. Now I wish I could remember what the fucking movie is.
Well, here's the thing. It is for people that don't have money. They just have a wall and they don't have any equipment. They just have their hands. Handball.
Right.
And then there's the Olympic sport handball, which is totally insane.
Well, that's even a different thing. It shouldn't even be called handball.
No.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a thing today that said when the World Cup gets here, everyone in New York should work remotely because there's going to be an extra 1.2 million people in the city of New York.
That's a lot more considering we have many millions at any
Yes.
given moment. That's a lot of extra.
But good news for people who don't care about this. Gail tells us there's a season 2 of something scheduled that we didn't even know was being shot.
Oh my God, I'm so excited. And somebody, I'll have to grab the name, but somebody DM'd me to alert me right away. Sugar, season 2.
Oh!
June 19th. And I was so thrilled to get this message because I was like, you know that feeling you're like, I forgot sugar existed and now I get sugar back. You know how like sometimes it bothers you, you're waiting for the next season of something. I kind of forgot about it in a good way. And now I'm like, I got something wonderful to look forward to.
We loved sugar.
Oh, we loved sugar.
Ron, you put us on the sugar, and that sugar
You did.
tasted sweet.
Okay,
I
we
was
have to do
so blown away by the swerve. It was amazing.
All right,
It was
careful because some
amazing.
people might have not. But you know what? I think we did a spoiled sugar, and it might have even been one of the first or the first.
It was the first.
It was the first ever spoiled. We got so into the show that we were like, we didn't want to like ruin it for people. So we'll have to like make that available again in June so people can like re-up pre-sugar.
On that sugar.
Get a little sweetness before season 2.
And I would recommend going back and watching. Don't read about it. Watch
Yes.
that first season if you haven't seen it. I believe it's Apple.
Yes.
All right. Garth thinks he knows the thing that you're talking about here. Garth, what movie had handball in it?
Hey guys, it was in Big. Tom Hanks and the dad from Home Alone are playing, and they end up getting in a fight. And then Tom Hanks, because he's a kid, looks so upset because he ends up with like a bloody nose at the end of the fight. He's
Yes.
so shocked.
That is 100% the answer. And the weird thing is, like, I was kind of picturing John Hurd, but I couldn't quite be like, why do I feel like it's a John Hurd movie? Like, I remembered him in the mix. That's
The
it.
weird thing is Tom Hanks is probably in another very famous thing in Splash with John Candy, where they're playing racquetball, and John Candy takes a racquetball right in the fucking forehead, and it's like a classic scene. Yeah, the thing that he just said, that John Hurd is the father from fucking Home Alone. That's all he knows him from.
I know. It comes up a lot, though, that people are like, oh, the guy from the Home Alone dad.
Yeah. Justin Stengel wanted to say to Chris, maybe all the anti-gravity scientists just floated away.
I mean, I get it, but I don't believe that happened.
Yesterday I was having this discussion with Juju, who doesn't believe that I have a dog that is trying out for NASA called Starchild because it's never here when she's there. And I go, and she goes, why is he always with the trainer? And I go, well, you have to learn about gravity. Do you understand gravity? And Juju says to me, every second grader knows about gravity. She acted like she was like in a master's program in an
Yes.
Ivy League school.
She majored in gravity. Yeah, the Star Child obsession, and the case is open. You know,
Yeah, the
they're
case
always-
is open.
But yet, there's still a hopefulness to Juju that she really wants Star Child to exist, and she also is concerned because she's like can't be in training all the time. She's like, take Dolly for example. I mean, she's only going once a week, and I go, yeah, but she clearly needs more. She's only done one puppy class, and I'll have you all know she's at the bottom of her class.
No,
she stinks.
She's not good.
No.
At one point, she very excitedly started to jump up onto the trainer, just because she was excited, happy jumping.
God.
And he turned to the class, used her as an example, and he goes, "You notice that I'm not correcting her." And not stopping her from jumping on me. And the reason I'm not doing that is because she won't understand it. I don't think it's good to give dogs commands that they don't understand. That's not helpful. And I'm like, she could learn. I mean, we like, you're acting. And at one point, you know, I was getting her, we were doing some basics, sit for the treat, you know, the hand motion, everything. And she's getting there. Like, she's really doing good. But there's a point where you're supposed to say, like, either like release or okay. And now they know to get up. But now she won't get up. She just stays seated and looking at me.
That's nice, though.
And I said, I can't get her to release. And he goes, you know what? You got her to stop barking. So we're going to, you know, lower our expectations with Dolly a little.
Oh, no.
So, like, and I'm like, okay. And I just want to say this, There's a star student in the class, and I wish it didn't bother me, but it does. And
Sure.
he's a little chihuahua, okay? He's a little chihuahua. He's getting all the accolades. The trainer keeps saying like, "Wow, he's really amazing," and he's learning very quickly. And also just the owners, just like, "Oh, right answer. You guys are on top of it." Here's my 2 thoughts. 1, okay, you can control a 6-pound dog. I could too. Okay, I don't feel like we should be looking at the same level as like a giant puppy versus a little 6-pound dog. They're easy to control. When they start barking, you just pick them up and put them in your purse. I mean, that's not really fair. And I'm starting to suspect, the way I saw this dog picking up some of the commands, I think they lied and it's done some training, and they put him in a beginner's class just so he looks like a star student
for clout.
Look, I don't want this to come across as racist, but small dogs are smarter in every way than large dogs. There's no such thing as a big smart dog or a big smart person. Okay? The bigger you are, the lumpier you are. Like, what's the tallest comedian you've ever seen? 5'8"? You know what I mean? Like, I'm talking about the great ones. They're all tiny people.
Right.
You get a tall comedian, people are going to start walking out within 5 to 10 minutes.
And I'll tell you this. If your dog is a Chihuahua, they're allowed to walk all over you. They can bite. They can just growl and everyone laughs and they enjoy it. They enjoy the aggression on a small dog.
Yeah.
You see a Doberman Pinscher acting even a fraction of the way that like a little Chihuahua does. Everyone's like, "Dear God, put it down." So they also have little privilege. You know what I
Sure,
mean?
of course
they're
they do.
They're allowed to have big personalities because they're little.
Yeah. You want a dog so small they could comfortably fit inside Mickey Rourke's handbag. You know what I mean?
Yes, exactly. And it's just
can I
feel
just
like-
say something though to some friends of mine,
Mhm.
Harry and Zoe? I'm the one who got them together, and the fact that now they're engaged.
Oh,
Yeah.
congrats. I love it.
Zoe Kravitz and Harry Styles. And I was like, Harry, you sure you're ready to be engaged? You're ready to limit yourself to one gal? And he said, yeah, as long as I could have all the guys I want.
Yeah. And I feel like she's the kind of girl who'd be okay with that. And that's what I love for them. Also, you know, I would never push a lifestyle on anyone, but I feel like they would make very beautiful children. They're two very attractive human beings.
They are.
Yeah.
You can't.
And I don't know about Harry's family, but she has very attractive parents. And I'm going out on a limb by saying this.
It's wild, man.
Yeah.
I've seen both. Well, actually, her as well, obviously. So I've seen all 3 of them in person. All very attractive. All very, very attractive.
Good genes.
You're really big into that, aren't you? Genetics. It's a big thing with you, Chris.
You gotta look in what's inside. You know what I mean? DNA. Not sure what it means, but I know what it is.
But it almost seems like Hitler said something.
Yes,
I'm not a
very much so.
eugenicist. It is
You do
interesting.
seem like it.
I don't want you to start yelling again. I know you people have a big hot temper. You can't help yourselves.
Yes. The bigs.
Case in point, I'm a, waitersrace.org. I'm a big.
You're one of the biggins.
You are. You're a big boy.
And you struggle with logic.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
Because your big body is not ready for these complex thinking.
You know what? Thank you for that. Because people have judged me on my intelligence for many years. But maybe it's just because I was born this way and here's something else, grew into this way.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you said you wanted to talk something about content online. What is it, Chris Stanley? What do you got in that big head of yours?
All right. So look, all of the major social media companies, including YouTube, etc., they're all pushing the vertical content video to the point where if you post anything horizontal, landscape mode, widescreen, it just isn't pushed out to people to the point where it's like, unless you're doing shit vertical, there's no other way where anyone's going to get eyes on your content.
But you act like this is no.
Yeah, I mean, I defer to vertical because it just seems to be the standard. I mean, it's literally built this way. I mean, think about it. Because we take our pictures with our phones, our phones we use in an upright position. If I go to take a picture, 99% of the time I'm going to vertical. Only every once in a while I go, hey, we got a lot side to side going on here. I forgot I can flip this baby around. But it's built right into the phone that you're going to go vertical.
But this occurred to me because the last bastion of landscape widescreen video was YouTube. Except in the last, I will say 6 months, they've gone whole hog pushing YouTube Shorts, which is the vertical version of YouTube, like a TikTok, etc. And it's to the point where if you search for something on YouTube, like a how-to video, it's all fucking vertical video. That is worse. It's just not as good, at least for the fucking learning how to do something on YouTube. But it's now gone to everything. It's everything, and it's really weird. And maybe that's a reason why movies aren't as or younger people aren't so much into movies, because it's not vertical. It's not.
It's kind of
quibby.
weird, but I hate to say this because I assume that it's probably AI. Phil is what does it. But I do enjoy when they show like a classic piece of cinema, and you've seen these people who do like, what if this was shot vertically, and you get like a lot more sky in the shot, and like it just looks really beautiful. I love watching those videos.
And they've almost but they're AI. Like
Yes,
that
and I
thing that
feel
they
bad.
show is not
Yes.
real.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
just add the AI to it.
Yeah.
And now they're doing that. I don't know if you've seen these movie theaters that are almost like a half dome, like a half sphere.
Yep.
And they just add all this AI stuff
Weird.
to the fucking movie. And like I like the Matrix the way the Matrix is.
Exactly. And not only that, but know specifically Netflix, and I'm sure the other streamers and other people who make TV shows, every shot is centered. So it's easy to clip out and put on a vertical like, TikTok, etc., Instagram Reels. It's like now things are being shot for the vertical, even though they're horizontal.
Well, why don't you just try to just keep pushing your horizontal?
Yeah.
Be the rebel without a clue.
I like that.
So it's kind of a hot take, Chris Suzanne, kind of what's grinding your gears, kind of, what's pinching my balls right now.
And I don't want my fucking balls to be pinched.
I'll tell you what's pinching my balls now. You take a look at what's going on out there these days.
Everything's vertical.
What's with all the vertical out there, folks? You never took a nice look at the horizon?
Thank
Huh?
you. I'm sick of it.
Earl has returned to the Jets, and he's none too happy about it, even though people are saying the Jets have one of the best drafts that anybody's had. And I saw Dan Orlowski going, stop thinking the past is the future. The Jets are putting together a really tough squad. I think this is going to be a big year for them. But, Earl, you're not a believer.
I'm not a believer because they've named their they named Geno Smith as their starting quarterback, number one. He stinks. And
First of all, I don't know what year you think it is, but Geno does not stink. Is he a top 5 quarterback? No. But doesn't matter. All right, and who else they got?
And they're talking on Geno Smith's suggestion to Russell Wilson.
Yes.
They're bringing, Big Russ, Mr. Unlimited, is going to more than likely be the backup quarterback for the New York Jets. Which
I think it's fantastic.
He stinks.
Is Hurts still on the team, or they let him go?
Yeah, they traded him.
Oh.
They traded him to the Chiefs.
The Chiefs.
Let me bring up something to Earl, because you don't know ball.
Who's the guy on 21 Jump Street?
Geno was slinging until he got to the Raiders, okay? And you know why he shit the bed on the Raiders? Because they didn't have an O-line and a rookie running back and fucking one receiver.
Nobody. Dan Marino could not play without a good offensive line.
No.
Joe Montana could not play. You've got to have an offensive line. You need that extra second and a half. But Earl, He doesn't watch the Jets on Sunday. He doesn't go to church on Sunday. I don't know what he's up to over there.
I don't get it.
What are you doing on Sundays these days?
Can I take a guess, Gail?
Yes.
I think he's making crystal meth.
What?
I
Oh
think
my
he's
God.
making and distributing methamphetamine. And I hope there's a sting operation that takes him and his dirty group of thugs down. Because you know what? You're killing your own people.
That's what gets him off.
There is no Breaking Bad situation in the.
What are you talking
in the
about,
Douglas-
Breaking Bad?
Oh, he dealt crystal meth. He made it in.
I haven't seen it yet. I was going to watch it
Spoiler.
while I was going through chemo.
I thought he was a teacher.
By the way, is it chemo or chemo? I can never figure it out.
As far as I know, it's
always
chemo.
Saying, I'm always saying, well, what's chemo like? And then I said, should I wear camouflage? And then
I thought it was Chimo. I mean, now I'm really confused.
Or is it Chimo?
it could be chimo.
Yeah,
the way it's
Chimo.
spelled. Well, Earl, you'd be better as a fan than a constant complainer.
Look, I mean, the Jets, they always find a way to whatever goodwill, whatever good moves they make, they counter it with two really
Why-
remarkably stupid ones.
Why don't you focus on one of the great teams? You know what I mean? Why aren't you sitting around talking about Seattle? I told you to go and become a Seattle fan.
Mhm.
You
Sure
wouldn't do
did.
it.
Also,
I saw a doc to let you know, like, you don't, most of us don't know what we're talking about when it comes to sports. And this is the Orlando Magic of the 90s. And Shaq, when he was young and like a little thinner, was so fucking fast, so agile, and just a beast. Just fucking unbelievable. And they came so close to going all the way. And then Shaq jumped to LA. But they were like fucking thrilling in the 90s there for a good 4 or 5 years.
It was crazy. And I remember watching basketball when I was a little kid then. And then also he was the representative for the Magic on an NBA Jam, the video game. And again, even in the video game, fast as hell. Giant.
Yeah, he was really, really strong. And then by the time he got to LA, he was just strong. He was a big, kind of a slow moving, I don't need to work out guy.
No.
But that's where he picked up 3 of his 4 rings.
Yeah, when he was at Orlando, he was 300 pounds when he was with Orlando, but it was just all muscle. It was like 8% body fat. He was insanely agile for a guy that size.
Yeah, he was.
80%.
Yeah, he counts people's body fats and he gets turned on by.
Oh, does he?
A low body. Yeah, a low
Yeah.
body count is the thing that.
His kink is
as he
BMIs.
says, yeah, as Earl says, gets me hard.
Yeah, that Magic team, that was no team that knocked the Bulls out. That was the only time that the Bulls got knocked out of the playoffs was through the Magic. When Jordan came back, that was the team that knocked them out.
Yeah, but let's be honest here. Jordan was not in basketball shape when he came back. He only did it because of the strike. He never would have came back to basketball, but baseball had a strike. And I'll tell you this, and people tried to change history. I used to see him play minor league ball. He was shit. He was just, you wouldn't believe that he had any fucking skills. And that's the thing about baseball. You either can hit or you can't hit a baseball. And now, 2 leagues of people, 99% of them can't hit a baseball. Oh, I want you guys to see this. I think I sent it to Deb. I was watching the Rays game when this happened. And it was a guy that tried to catch a home run ball. Older guy. He misses it. And then what happens next changes his life forever.
Oh, no.
Do you got it, Deb?
The one you sent me got deleted, so we're going to look for another one.
Oh, that's okay. So anyway, what happens? You got it, Chris?
I believe I have it. Yes, one moment.
All right, because this showed up last night on Sports Center, and it made me laugh because I saw it as it was happening in real time.
Yeah.
But all right, so I'll set it up too for the people at home. He's in left field. Here comes a ball
Hit pretty well to left.
He's standing up, hits him in his stupid hands, and then the ball goes down. And then he goes after the ball, and he's wrestling a 6-7-year-old girl.
Oh,
And pulls the ball out of his hands. And then he's smiling and he's holding the ball up like he's great, right? So the team has to go out, send the ball to her. This is Cleveland. There's not even a lot of fans as it is. But now you see people just talking about him. They're like, now look, this fat fucking idiot.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Now it's Wade's race.
Yeah.
They're going to say.
And acting like he's the worst person who ever lived.
Yes.
But there's no reason anyone over 12 should care whether they get a ball or not.
No, it's very silly for him to do this. And I really wish he would have thought it through, but he didn't. And you're right. It's not right that people are going to attack his weight, but that's all people know of him, right?
Just attack his beard.
Yeah, they were calling him old. They were calling him dirty. And, it's across the board. Like, people get so angry when they see someone taking candy from a baby.
And then they cut to the little girl and her mom, I'm assuming the mom, and she's like cradling the young girl who just got robbed.
Well,
I mean, highway robbery.
I mean, even if just a full-grown man was manhandling a girl that was like 6 or 7, it would be traumatic.
Yes. How does this guy sleep at night?
I want to know this. I know this happened at Moon Tower where Kevin Pollak interviewed Albert Brooks, and I haven't seen it yet, but if anybody can find it, I would love to. Because, first of all, I love Albert Brooks, but I also love Kevin Pollak. He's just amazing.
I love them both. Agreed.
I wanted to bring this up. How come hair dye for men just doesn't work?
I don't know.
I think that, number one is men seem to go with the box dye as opposed to having a professional do it. And I think that you're getting a very one-faceted color, which hair isn't. And so it immediately comes off fake and wiggish and strange. And the other problem is a lot of men are hitting the facial hair, and that has never once looked good in the history of ever.
What about when Hulk Hogan used to dye his beard black? Didn't that look, you didn't think that looked good?
That looked very bad, in fact. I did not like that. And look, I've seen men do it. Like, obviously, they dye it black. It looks terrible. The shoe polish and the beard look is just awful. But I've even seen guys try to do a medium brown to light brown. Also looks awful. Like, you're like, it's like that kind of term, like uncanny valley, where something looks human but not quite, and that's more unsettling than anything.
I have a theory talking about this right now, because I used to dye my mom's hair, right? So I would help her out, I'd dye her hair, and it looked fine. I think that this is a psyop of some sort, a humiliation ritual for men, that they give men's hair dye. It's a worse quality product that looks more ridiculous. That's what I think.
Let me answer this. Why wouldn't you just dye your hair with the women's? Why do you need a men only?
Oh.
What's the fucking point of that? It's hair.
Yes. You're right.
I feel like it's not a psyop, and I don't think it's a humiliation ritual, and you're coming off like a weird incel men's rights type.
I'm not talking about men or women. I'm talking about the corporations above them doing this. That's what I'm saying. But that's very true. Why is hair dye gendered? That's the question.
Well, it's interesting because women experience this. Like, have you guys heard the pink tax? Where this is like the same product for a man and a woman. Everything is the exact same in the box. You make it pink, or you target it towards women in some way in the marketing, and you can charge more. Why? Because women will pay more for self-care, beauty, things like that they're like, oh yeah, of course, I want my skin to look clear. I'll use this product. It's the same fucking product as the men's product. They'll go, this one's for women, this one's for men, this one's a little bit more expensive. It's the same shit in there.
I'm selling crypto for women right now.
Is it pink?
Yeah, it's all pink and it's really cute.
Pink coin.
And yeah, Eric Trump and I, we started a business, And
Really?
yeah, it's just called Pump and Dump. And
That's the name of it.
did you see that crypto, the Trump crypto's down like 97%?
Yeah, it's a
And
rug
yet
pull.
he still pulled people back in, is trying to do more.
Yeah.
All right. We got to wrap this one up. You know, I'm in the new music in the morning club, a new song every day, and it has to be something very, very recent. Well, there's a Shane McGowan tribute album out, and a lot of folks are a part of this. And I don't know why Earl hasn't brought it up. He used to care more about music, but I don't know where he's been. You know, he's bitching about the Jets so much that he's letting these songs go by. But so this is Haunted is the name of it, and the two artists doing this are Imelda May and Johnny Depp, who you might remember from the 80s.
I do.
In a show called 21 Jump Street. So this song is called Haunted. It's released now, and I think the album is coming out.
Of radio. I'm Gail Bennington.
I'm Ron Bennington, and I didn't even know it was Earth's birthday. I had no idea.
Yes, happy birthday, Earth. We love you.
Yay.
We need you so much.
The Earth today, and I mean, it sounds really old, but it's 2026 years old.
Wow,
That's why it's the year 2026. And Chris, how far are we away from being at 42069?
That is going to be in 20. Yes, we're about 43 years.
Oh, I'll miss it then. I won't make
We
it.
don't know that.
Pretty sure I don't have 43 years. Go.
Cloud computing.
You know what I do want to say is happy anniversary. How about this for an anniversary? 25 years. Can you imagine? 25 years. And that's Joey Shiver and his wonderful wife, Alicia. So,
Oh, nice.
Congrats.
That is so nice. Happy anniversary.
happy anniversary.
Is that silver anniversary? 25?
Yeah, I think you're supposed to get silver.
Yes.
It's very expensive
Chris,
right now.
what did you get them that's silver?
A semiconductor?
That's not bad. That is not bad present at all. The problem is 2 other people are already giving them semiconductors.
God damn it.
You thought they were going to go candlesticks, but guess what? Semiconductor.
Does anyone actually own a candlestick?
I do.
You do?
I own several. Yes.
Who would have known that it was right here in front of me the whole time?
You never understood me as your daughter. You know
Well,
I love candlesticks.
I never wanted a candlestick because I never wanted to be murdered by one.
That's fair.
It was
You could
beat
be-
to death with a candlestick.
Could be bludgeoned. I feel
the
like
parlor.
none of mine are of precious enough metals that one could be bludgeoned. If you tried to bludgeon someone with the ones I own, they would break. And that would be the end of it.
Pewter candlestick.
Brass, maybe.
I got mine from Amazon.
Oh, not bad.
It was here in
Not
2
bad.
days shipping.
They deliver it, which is almost anti-Earth Day. You know what I
No,
mean?
it
It's
really
better
is.
to, yeah. It's better
All
to
this
shop
cardboard.
local.
It's crazy.
You know what is very anti-Earth Day? Just before the show, I decided I was going to have the mango that I've been waiting to eat. Very excited about it. And guess what? It wasn't a
What?
good one. And immediately I was like, I wish I had that app ripe here, ripe now. And I had picked a proper mango because this isn't what I wanted. I wanted it to be so sweet.
That's the most disappointing thing that can happen in life when you got your mind set on something.
Here's why it's especially sad. Because I covered it in tahine, which is like the spicy salt that you would
Yes.
put on a mango. but it's supposed to counteract the super sweetness of a mango. So now I kind of have a sour mango with a spicy. And I go, this is a savory treat that I wasn't really thinking that I was in the mood for. And I'm still trying to eat it because I paid for it.
No, don't, because there's nothing worse than a bad mango.
It sucks.
It's nasty.
Here's the thing, and I've always said this, bite before spicing. Remember that, children. You want to bite, then spice.
That's 100. Because you know what I would have said? Oh, I don't want spice on this straight up lemon, this giant lemon.
Right. You ever been to a restaurant and you're with a friend and the plate hits and you just see them salting the shit without tasting to see how much is salted? And then I'll say to myself, I can't be friends with you.
Now, here's the thing. I always taste before. However, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to salt it because I have a very salty palate. And most things that I taste, I go, well, it feels like you didn't even throw any salt on this. And then the person's like, I did. And I'm like, that's
you know
why?
why?
I like it.
You know why you have
Why?
that palate? Because you eat too much salt. When you eat too much salt, it's just like when you're the type of person that pours sugar in your tea, it's never sweet enough for you.
No.
Because you're looking for the world to taste like candy.
Yes, you're a bottomless pit of sweetness. And you're chasing that dragon and you're never going to catch it.
Now, as you know, I started my own cooking show right now. And today I made some swirled toast with stringy butter and jam boy.
Yeah, no. You know, the jam boy really was the shocker for me that I was not expecting to see.
Didn't see it coming. Blew my mind.
And I was really enjoying that video. And it's never occurred to me, like when I'm making my bread, to swirl it. I've always just not swirled it. But you swirled it, and that taught me something.
It was a world
Yeah, you got to swirl it at all times. Now, in terms of like the internet, it was too long of a video that I made. It was 2 minutes. And the internet has anywhere from 7 to 7.5 seconds before they swipe. But I had to do it mainly for you two.
Yeah, I was laughing so hard.
I wouldn't show it to you. You know what I mean? Like, I could have had Chris tighten that up for me and it would have been a better idea. But I'm like, no, because I want him to feel the embarrassment of Jam Boy once again.
Look, as I was watching it, I was texting you in real time over the 2 minutes, and it was a roller coaster of text messages. At first, I was like, "Oh, you got the knife and you're using it. This is great." And then Jam Boy came up.
Well, I looked up, and they said you really need your butter to be as warm as possible, and I'm like, "Oh, that's crazy." And then I'm like, "How long?" 24 hours to leave your butter out for.
Yeah.
Well, when you leave butter out for 24 hours, you really don't need any help having it melt.
I'll just take the toast, turn it upside down, swipe it across that butter then.
So
yes.
I mean, at that point.
No, it should not be cold butter. They say it won't work with cold butter. It's got to be warmed up butter, or else it won't string through there the way you want. But I get the idea. Also, Homie was upset about the toast because he felt like it was overdone just to scrape that you hear on it. But I just wanted to say this. I kept saying, we need browner toast. You know what I mean?
Sure.
This has to be visually toast.
Sure.
I don't want people to think that is bread. And then the Jam Boy itself was done perfectly, so I really didn't have to.
You know, I don't want to be asking you to now have another new product in your house because you've just got the nice spreadable stringy butter, right? But, you know, it's very popular in Europe to have a butter bell, the little bell that you put the butter in so that you may keep it lukewarm on the countertop so it's always soft. And I don't know. You might want to consider, now that you have this beautiful knife, maybe also you need a butter bell.
Well, I remember those from when I was younger, but it wasn't called a bell. I don't know what it was called. I think it might have been just a butter dish.
That's different.
But that is different.
So-
now I need to see the bell.
So here's the thing with the bell. There's a little almost like well of water, I believe.
Yeah.
I don't understand the purpose of that. And then that kind of ceramic pot goes inside that water. And that's your butter bell. And it's almost like a little soft cuppy bell.
It's very French.
And there's a top over it? Gil?
Yes.
Yes, you have a top over it, and then you turn it upside down. There is a little well of water for some reason. I don't really understand that part and the science behind it. But
Keeps
this
it
way,
moist.
you keep it very nice and soft and warm for spreadability at all times. And I believe the French are really into the butter bells. They never gave up the butter bell.
You know why? Because they have lovely bread.
Right.
Yeah.
The French care about bread. Okay? They care. And that's why they make the best. When you go places, look, to me, the worst thing about a Southern barbecue is the bread they give you.
Right. Yeah,
It's
the
Wonder
soft-
Bread.
Yeah, the
Straight
soft
up.
white. Yeah, I'm not into it. Also, I hear, I have never traveled there, but if you're going to France, if you're in Paris or whatever, also the cheeses are just left out at room
Yes.
temperature. And a lot of times they're just kind of on the bar counter. You order your cheese plate or whatever. They're just cutting it right there. Sometimes they don't even have a covering over it. And they are this is a better way to live than keeping all your cheese in the refrigerator.
I was in a restaurant in Paris. I walk in for brunch. No one was there. They don't do brunch in Paris, but I was there for brunch. And on the bar, there was just a bag of cut up bread, and I'm not joking, a giant block of cheese the size of my head with a butter knife shoved in it, just for anyone to go to town.
There's no cheese the size of your head. That's impossible.
Butter.
Your
It
head's
was a butter.
gigantic.
I'm gonna find the pic.
Wait, you said butter now?
Yeah, it's a giant thing of. Did I say cheese? Because it was.
Yes,
butter.
you said cheese.
because I was talking about cheese.
Yeah,
Remember,
there
I
was
was
no
talking about the
reason for you
cheese?
to bring up butter and then describe it as cheese.
Tell me, is it butter or cheese, Chris? Because
It's butter.
It started first. And by the way, did you notice how I'm I've heard, but I understand that this is what they do in France. And then he was like, yeah, I've been to France. I'm a little
Right.
rich boy. I'm a little rich person. I've been everywhere. I was born with a silver spoon in my mouth. Sorry, I'm not as well traveled as you, Chris.
Here's the thing that most people don't know, and I found it to be true, that all the girls in France do the hoochie coochie dance.
Yep.
And when they climb the poles, you can see their hiney holes.
Yep.
And all the boys in France, they got lipstick in their pants. And
Yep.
I learned that before I understood what the lipstick in their pants was referring to. I was taught a fun little poem song before I knew anything about fellatio. And as soon as Earl finds out about fellatio, I'm going to teach him to sing that little tune.
Here's hoping he finally learns.
But Chris, you don't know the difference between butter and cheese?
I do know the difference between those two things. I know
I
they're
doubt it.
very different. But it was definitely butter, though. Trust me.
Now,
Okay, but
here's
how do
the
you sing
thing.
it?
They always say the French, of course, make the best cheese, but the Irish make the best butter. So you would think you would see butter as big as your head in Ireland,
Yeah.
not in France.
They are really good with the butter. Grass fed.
Oh, yeah.
Well, they don't know any other way. They have their old ways.
It's all they have.
Everything they have is their old ways.
Gee, you don't want butter from some oat fed cow.
Oh,
Ew.
God.
It makes the butter so oaty.
Chris, I thought you were going to show us a picture of this giant butter.
Just
Could you,
where's
you
the
found none?
fucking butter?
You found none, am I correct?
You made it up.
All right, hold
I
on.
bet it
I'm
was
almost there.
cheese.
Yeah.
And
Butter,
you
dude.
thought it was butter.
All right, I
Because
got
who
it.
would
Hold
leave
on.
out a big thing of butter?
And also, he realized that it wasn't a giant thing of cheese. It was a normal sized thing of cheese. And he was just shrunk down in Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. That's all.
He was actually in bed dreaming, and when he woke up, half of his pillow was gone.
And he had bit holes in it like little Swiss cheese.
Just sent you that butter peak.
If
I mean,
this
look at
is
the size of
true,
that fucking
That's
thing.
the most disgusting butter I've ever seen in my life.
I'm going to be
It's
honest.
covered in bugs.
It's a bit buggy there at the bottom. And
fucking
I'm not wild at like the way people hacked at it either.
It must have been the staff because I was the only one in there.
Yeah. They probably were throwing out their old butters.
Sir, stop touching that garbage butter.
I worked in a hotel once when I was a kid, and they got caught. They had soft butter, and they got caught taking the excess butter and putting it back into the tub of butter, and then they would whip it a little bit. So you were basically eating everybody's old butter.
I'll be honest. I think about that sometimes when I get like, I don't know, packets or whatever of stuff at a restaurant that I don't touch or even just touch a little. Do they put it back? I'd probably be doing that too.
It's not a packet. This was butter that was put out, used. People put knives in it and, forks or whatever, used. And then they put that back in. If they put their packets of butter, fine.
Who cares?
Nobody's touched it.
You've been curious if your untouched packets get used? Of course they do. But the idea that someone could have licked their butter knife and then touched the butter and then that butter goes back into a communal butter pool, that's gross. And that's not sanitary.
Chris, let me help you with this. We're 16 minutes into this show, and you've made 2 mistakes that humans should not make.
Both of them about butter. Like, that's the weird thing. I'm starting to think you don't know shit about butter, dude.
How could I not? I'm a butterhead.
You're trailing Earl with producer of the day, and he hasn't opened his mouth once. He's had his bat on his shoulder, and he's taken the lead.
And Chris, you're not a butterhead, you're a butter face. Okay?
Oh, God.
That's because that body's so hot. Fucking want it. Stop being so slutty with me, Chris.
Earl's more what they call a butter dick. Like everything is attractive about her.
Yeah.
But her dick.
But her dick.
Yeah. Butterface is like the meanest but most interesting thing ever because it is saying she has a great body.
Right.
But if you just put butter face into your Google search, women will come up that are actual women.
Yeah, they're
You know
real
what I mean?
life. Right.
And she's stuck under Butterface.
Also, I feel like most men, like they act like they are like being so judgmental, but I bet most men would choose butter faces over butter bodies. I think
Look,
that's true.
I think it took a woman to come up with this premise and bring it back to us because no one has ever discussed this. You know what I mean? But if you had a choice between Butterface or Butter Body, I mean,
I feel like in one era of my life, I feel like I was more butter body, and now I feel like I'm more butter face.
that's interesting.
Yeah, because I think, but that's because I don't get work done.
How small physically is the Butterface? Because if it's a small...
Oh, yeah. You need a tiny... Yeah, your face to you is like if for a butter body to work for you. By your standards, she's going to have a tiny face and it's going to be very pretty. But then she's going to be a large... Wait, so you want a butter... Okay, yeah.
If she has a small face, I'll take
But
the butter.
here's the thing, Chris.
Yes.
Your small face comes across very Epstein. You know what I mean?
It
Because
does. A lot of them look like kids, is why.
No.
Yeah.
a lot of them are kids.
Yeah.
No,
And you
definitely
like a
not.
tiny face, but you're like also, and also tiny hands, tiny feet, and
Caitlin
short.
Coochie's
and
not a child. That is an adult grown woman.
She's childlike, though.
She's got a childlike wonder, and you have to admit
Yes,
that.
she does.
Well, she does, and it's great.
Did you ever see the stuff that she does in Brooklyn where she'll just go up and find a spot, like somebody threw out a refrigerator and she just decorates it with her little cartoon drawings? That is
That's
childish.
so cute.
Yeah.
It's art, man. It's adult art, but not like adult art.
Hey, guess there's something that I just found out. I mean, I know it's Earth Day, but let's look at the month. I just found out that we have Age Gap April.
Oh, God.
What?
Age Gap April, celebrating age gap relationships where there's like a large amount. Now, here's my question to you guys, because we've been using this term a lot for, like at least a decade now. It's like age gap. But how much of a gap till you get to consider yourself in an age gap relationship? Discuss.
How many years?
How many years? Give me the number of years.
Well, again, first of all, it depends on age. So 16 and 23 is terrible.
Right.
But 23 and 30 is not terrible.
Right.
Now, let's say you have a 50-year-old man.
Yes.
He could get away with dating someone 38.
Sure.
And it is at an age gap.
Right.
But no one's screaming.
Right.
This is an
And that's
age
fine.
gap.
But yeah, age gap doesn't necessarily have to be too big. I'm just curious what gets you in the club. Like, for example, if you're two adults and you're 10 years, is that age gap?
I mean, it is. It is age gap. I believe
age gap
that
April.
if it's 10 years, you're not going to have all the same references.
Exactly.
Is it a bad age gap? No.
No, it's not a bad one. I'm just wondering, like, if you're in the club, and that's cool.
Like,
Happy
Earl,
age gap to me and my husband.
Earl, what do you think for you if you were to date someone? How young would they be before? And I know it's still going to be a teenager, but at what point is it?
I think 15 years. Like, let's say if I started
15 years.
If I started dating.
So if you were 20.
15 years old?
Yeah, 15 years old.
Jesus Christ, Earl.
Yeah, he doesn't want her to
15.
drive either.
Okay. And you're 75, right?
No,
Is
I'm
it-
not 75. But
don't lie.
But if she is, if she's 30, what is that, 39? I think that would be an age gap.
That
39, 30. No, 41.
Wait a minute. What are you
41?
talking
Hi.
about? You're just yelling out numbers.
Just
You're
say
not saying
what-
how old the man is.
Okay, how about this for age gap? Give me the youngest possible person you'd consider dating to the oldest, Earl.
Youngest at this stage of my life, 41. And then
41.
youngest, that would be an oldest, 70.
You would date someone 70.
Fucking love you, dude. I love
making
you.
that up. He's
I
making
love
that
this
up.
guy. Like, I think it's great.
Everybody has a line. That's fine.
You're
But
lying.
But
no,
here's
that's
the thing.
fine. I think it's okay.
You're not having sex with either end, so it doesn't matter.
I guess
You're a
actually.
companion.
Chris, if you were on the apps right now, what would you make your scope?
All right, my scope would be 25 to 52.
52
I think I could
is
still
your top.
fake cultural references with a 25-year-old. Like I know what I'm doing.
You don't need to
No,
lie to this person, by the way. You can be totally yourself.
Everything
I like
about
Mr.
him.
Beast.
Everything about him. And what's the small-faced girl that you're in love with? What's her name?
Kate McCucci.
And what age is she? Would she be out of your bracket?
Let's take a look. Because you know what? When I see her, I don't see age. She's 46. She's right in the sweet
Yeah,
spot.
she's perfect for
She's
you.
in your
Yeah.
she's in your zone.
Now, by the way, everybody thinks that she's adorable, but she was in this band called Garfunkel and Oates. And I've met both of those people before. I've interviewed them both. And they were both crushed by that band.
Really?
They were like, how would you like... I go, what do you think of this? And they go, how would you feel? I've dedicated my entire life to music. And now just my name itself is a joke.
I thought that they were saying like those were the two they related to most, and therefore they're
Yes,
kind
because
of
they
the
were they were the untalented ones.
Fucked up.
And you don't think Garfunkel and Oates both don't know that they're considered, I mean, both of them were dumped by their genius partners.
I mean, I love Oates. I love the Oat Man. You know I do.
Oh, you don't love Garfunkel? It's one of the sweetest voices that ever happened.
Maybe not personally, but yeah, of course. Beautiful.
You don't
Voice
like
of
him
an
as
angel.
a person? I feel like we had a silver alert with him. I love him.
I like him more as a person than an artist at this point.
You don't even know him as an artist. You know
No,
why?
you don't know.
He's not in Fish, a band that you really don't
Yes.
listen to anyway.
He's not one of the 25-year-olds you're trying to trick to date.
I'm not
That's
trying
why.
to trick a 25-year-old.
Well, you immediately said, I think I could fake some references to make myself look. And I'm like, dude, you're not supposed to be a predator.
He's
This is
never been honest
consensual.
with any of us.
I'm
None of
so
us.
honest with you guys.
I don't think you are, Chris.
I am.
I would
My heart
actually
bleeds.
say this. There's something going on with you.
Really?
And whatever it is, no one is comfortable. Here's Ezra to back you up. Hey, Ezra.
Hi, Ezra.
Hey, Gail, how you doing? I hope you feel better. Ron, Chris has been absolutely bananas the last couple of days.
Yeah.
And you know something? I thought about what y'all brought up on Thursday. Imagine this guy running into Christina Ricci. Hey,
Yes.
Christina Ricci! Say hello
Yes.
to your friend! Come on,
Now,
man.
Exactly.
He's right, Chris, and everybody's noticed it. There's something going up with your sleep, and I think that your sleeping patterns are off because you're back on drugs.
I'm not back
And I'm
on
just going to
drugs.
put it out there.
I
And I'm going to
appreciate
pick
you.
it up and take it as fact.
And when you were just saying I would fake a relationship, I feel like you're faking one with us because you can't tell us you're on drugs. Now, Ezra said something interesting to me. Remember when you brought up about Will Smith? Why Philly doesn't back him.
Yeah.
And we still have Ezra on the line?
Ezra.
God, why would people hang up while we're still talking? So Ezra said to me, Black society dropped Will Smith when he did 6 Degrees of Separation, that he lost his entire black audience.
Interesting.
For homophobic reasons. They're like, you play a gay, it makes you gay, it makes you a bad person. And the thing about minority culture is it's always disappointing to me when they don't support other minorities. And I think you want to get into majority
Right.
culture, you've got to have a big umbrella. And I know that's when, I've seen Earl drop to Will Smith at the same moment, over 6 Degrees. And Earl's favorite movie star said to Will Smith, do not kiss that guy on camera.
Wow.
Do not kiss him.
Really?
Yes. Were you familiar with that, Earl?
I've always heard stories that said Star made that comment to Will, and
Why won't you say his name? Are you ashamed of him?
I believe it was Denzel Washington who said.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Oh my God. An Oscar winner. A part of the Academy. But do you agree with Ezra?
I strongly disagree because after he did that movie, he became a massive star.
With who? White America. That's when he crossed over and started to do Men in Black, and I don't know whether it was Independence Day, but it was one of those things.
ID4.
But
he was
still,
ID4?
And he was still a big, and he became a massive pop star at the same time.
With who? White people. We were just saying that Philadelphia doesn't like him mainly because of his, thought mainly because of his music.
Right.
But I didn't know that was homophobia. Bob, South Carolina.
Hey, buddies.
Yeah.
Hey, buddies. Ronnie B, been praying for you. When I was a younger man, an older gentleman taught me that the youngest age to which it's appropriate to be romantic with is half your age plus 7.
And you were dating this older gentleman?
No. I was
Oh.
dating a younger lady, but
I
it was still
see.
deemed appropriate by
Yes.
that rule.
It is
yeah.
weird that it does work socially, and it does make sense. Now, it's like, oh, it's illegal past it? No, of course not. But I think it's a good barometer of like how people will view it, and also will you be able to relate to each other while still having a nice gap that you're working with.
But here's the thing. If you, let's say, meet a Chinese girl and you date her, you're not going to relate to her. You're not going to have cultural references. Why is it so important that there's this similarity? Because this similarity thing is why people act like you shouldn't date outside of your own religion or ethnic background. It's like you'll meet people that say, my parents didn't want me to date anyone that wasn't Jewish or Methodist and stuff like that. And you're like, what are they, crazy? And they'll go, no, they were worried about eternity. They didn't want me to be with somebody who was not going to have the eternal life with me.
Oh, interesting. I mean, like that becomes very intense, right? Like
it is very intense. Yeah. Also, I think for Jewish people, because there's so few of them, that there's always a worry that the Jewish people will disappear. So they're like, no, you have to marry Jewish. And you have to have Jewish kids.
Yeah.
And like on the surface, that sounds terrible.
Yeah.
But then when you hear the thing of we're the Jewish people,
I've heard also there's a lot of pressure with that when dating on the res, perhaps. Like if you are a Native American, it's like within like
sense.
your, it's just like becomes like, oh, if we just, I mean, not to be a purist, but you're just diluting. There's not many of us left.
True.
There's not many of us left.
But like if your background was Apache, you were like, I don't want you to date somebody who's Blackfoot.
Right. Maybe.
Because, I mean, those people separated themselves at
Yeah.
a certain point in history. Like everyone in history has said, this is us. This is who we are.
Yeah.
And even in New York, if you're a Mets fan, can you date a Yankee? Can you marry into a Yankee family? Seems like a problem.
I know a Yankee who married a Met situation, and it felt very strange, like a strange like cultural immersion at their wedding. Even like it literally felt like two warring families, like a Romeo and Juliet situation, actually. And it was brought up so much during the wedding, so much during like leading up to the wedding. Like it was weird, and I was like, I guess this is really a thing for you guys, huh?
Look, if you were going to marry a Dallas Cowboy fan, Gail, I mean, it would be really strange.
It would be weird.
And
Sure.
like,
Okay.
I know you wouldn't be coming over on Sunday.
No,
I would
that's
say
true.
we're having a Sunday dinner. You are not bringing your husband to this, or those little Dallas fucking kids that you run around with.
Okay, here's something interesting. If I was married to someone who didn't like football at all, would that be harder for you to relate to? Or if I was with somebody who was a Cowboys fan?
I'd rather they liked no football. I've been around those people. They don't annoy me. You know what I mean?
Right,
Matter of fact, when somebody has a lot of fandom, they make me sick. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Oh, yeah,
when
yeah,
somebody,
Like a
yeah,
face painter level.
when somebody can't fucking stop themselves.
Yeah.
A face painter would be embarrassing. But if you come over and this guy's wearing a fucking throwback jerseys of fucking Dallas Cowboys, that would be difficult.
I would
And they
think
have like
that
a
this
man cave.
this could be interesting since we have age gap April. Maybe there's sports gap September, where you
It's
celebrate
a great idea.
relationships where you guys are at different levels of sports fandom.
When is the draft?
Monday, I believe, but I'm going to double check that.
All right, double check it. Because I feel like people are paying less attention to the draft this year than any time. When is it?
Tomorrow. It's tomorrow through Saturday.
Okay, perfect. perfectly makes the point I brought up.
Yes. And yeah, the Fernando Mendoza dude, everyone's like, oh, I guess he's going first. And then everyone's like, oh, it's a weak draft. But no one knows. The amount of draft coverage that fucking
All right,
podcast-
I know. I don't see this Mendoza as being a guy who is going to lead the Raiders back to. There's something about him that, and this might sound prejudice, he doesn't even seem like a football player to me.
His attitude is very strange, and we saw how he was playing in that national championship game. It ain't gonna fly in the NFL. And also, people are acting like, oh, the Raiders are bouncing back this season. The team is in shambles. This kid's gonna get whacked. Like he's gonna.
Well,
get
that happens to everybody that's drafted first. It's fucking terrible. Like, it's better to get the money, but then you get there and you got at least 5 to 7 years to help this team out of the fucking shithole that they're in.
Yeah.
Here's Mitch in Florida. Mitch,
Hi, Mitch.
Hey, Benningtons. How you guys
Hey.
doing?
what's up?
Just wanted to comment about the age gap situation. And no one has mentioned that in order to date somebody, if you're like in your 50s, if you want to date someone in your 20s, you wouldn't be able to communicate because you don't speak Gen Z.
I mean, I get that, but you're also speaking the eternal language, love.
Love. Exactly.
Love.
And that's what we're
Right.
going to be doing.
Like, how much, like I said, you're saying you wouldn't date somebody from another country? You wouldn't date somebody from Ethiopia? And they're like, remember how we used to do this when we were kids? And you're like, what are you talking about? You know what I mean? I never did that.
I feel like if I was single and on the apps, like, I would absolutely have, like, it all the way down to the 20s, for sure. And the weird thing is, I didn't even want to date people in my 20s when I was in my 20s. But now I'm like, doesn't seem so bad.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is because of the hockey show. That you like.
This cougar's getting a cub.
It's probably just my age.
Yeah. Earl, do you feel like if you were to ever start dating, you would need to have something in common with people? Because can I tell you what a lot of age gap people like? They like the men like to feel smarter, and they like to go, "This is a vinyl album that I have right now, and I want you to listen to the words. His name is Bob Dylan." And then she's like, "Oh my God, this is amazing.
Yeah.
You're so smart when it comes to music." And he's like, "Yeah, I know all about music." And that's like saying you couldn't hook up with a stupid girl. You know what I mean? Like, you have a girl who's stupid, and then you're able to show her stuff.
Right.
Like, you know, this is called a wrench, and it helps
that's
you.
interesting. Both the idea of men liking much younger women and the idea of men liking like a manic pixie dream girl is really, you guys want a special needs girl. And that's really what you want.
I see what you're saying. I would disagree with the words that you used, but do people like the girl because it makes them feel excited about life again? And you take a guy like, we know Earl's burnt. He can barely show anything. But if he had this girl who didn't want to sit around the house, wants to go to the park, maybe she could get Earl into photography or, you know, listening to new music or, you know, trying some food.
Any foods,
You know,
really.
any food at all.
It's kind of like how when they say if you have an old dog, if you get a puppy, that puppy energy like comes into the house, and then like suddenly your older dog starts to be a little bit more youthful. They have like a friend and they're like chasing them around and doing stuff that they weren't doing before. That's you. You're the old dog, Earl.
Let me even explain this. So I didn't ever want to bring this up on the air, but I'm going through a health thing right now, right? I have found that I feel much better after doing a show with you guys. Like, I will have more energy and feel better because when I'm not doing a show, it's all about my health and how am I feeling and what is this and what is that.
Right.
But when I do the show, I feel better. And I think that's what people go through with these relationships.
Right.
There's nothing worse than being like a middle-aged man and your friend is dating someone younger and he's trying to convince you that she's worldly. You know what I mean? And he just said, he talks crazy, you know? She's like, she does calligraphy. I didn't even know about calligraphy. Okay? All right? I'm finding out things that I didn't know before, like reggae music is fucking great. And a lot of times we'll just sit around and listen to reggae. And I go, what, when you fuck? And he goes, that doesn't have anything to do with it. But yes, it's better when you're listening to reggae while you're having sex. Because here's the weird thing. They always act like it's the older person who's more embarrassing than the younger person. You know what I mean? When you see, let's say there's a coach, he's got 6 rings, and he's with kind of a flighty, weird girl. No one's making fun of her. It's all about him.
Yeah, he's the circus show.
Steven, California.
Hi, Ron and Gail and Chris.
Hey.
First, Ron, you got this. I know you can do it.
I don't know.
Yeah, you got it. Trust me.
I don't know.
Secondly, I met my wife when I was 29 and she was 48. We were married for 29 years. I lost her when she was 79 and I was 60. She was the love of my life, and I can't imagine doing it any other way.
First of all, Stephen, I love you so much. I'm sorry
Me
for your
too.
loss.
Sorry. Thank you.
And that story, that you needed somebody with her maturity when you met her.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we made each other a better person because of that age gap. I taught her things. She taught me things. It was perfect.
Man, I love this so much.
I love this story too. I'm going to send you into a pretty good prize closet.
Yeah, Steven.
because
Wow, thank you very much.
people need to hear this.
Thank you.
And yeah. And Earl's open for it, and I think that he would do better
Yeah.
with an older woman than he would
Maybe,
a
you're
younger
right.
person. Because
Now-
he needs somebody so old that he could sit in a chair next to her, you know, and they could rock.
A younger lady for Earl would run roughshod over him. She'd use him up and then kick him to the curb. An older woman would be caring, I believe, and she would nurture him as he needs.
He does like being like the baby boy. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
exactly.
And that he's a baby boy trapped in an elderly
Yes.
man's body.
All right, Quinn just wrote this. I've had 2 different guys ask me, what's your favorite Dylan lyric? Assuming that I like Bob Dylan in the first place, and I have a favorite lyric. Also, whatever lyric I choose was like some sort of a test. I've never experienced that with any other musician. Like, what's your favorite Joel lyric? And I will tell you, that's because it has to be Uptown Girl. You know what I mean? That's
sure.
the only lyric that he worked on. The rest of them he just let happen. But I think because men that like Bob Dylan, they're also like English lit type people. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
like, I would be. Do you guys have a favorite Dylan lyric?
I don't think so. Like, I feel like her. I feel like if somebody asked me that, I'd be like, okay.
I have so many favorite Dylan lyrics, and I assumed that everybody did. Chris, do you have a favorite Dylan lyric?
Meet me in the morning. It's looking at the sun sinking like a ship. I just thought that was really pretty.
Earl, what about you? A favorite Dylan lyric?
Was it
I don't know.
Hurricane? Oh, he
Hurricane,
pulls him
he
over to the
just-
side of the
It's
road.
just-
That gets
Look,
on-
I
That's
could've
a
just done
cocktail.
Hurricane. Look here,
Hurricane
I
song,
could have done
Stop
that.
yourself, Earl.
I
Let
was
the
being
pause
genuine.
happen. Yeah. He had the same. Hurricane is not.
Actually, I changed my mind. It's, hey, Mr. Tambourine Man. That's mine.
Here's the problem. That is his worst lyric. And this date is over, is what you would say.
Jingle jangle morning is what I should have said. Because I didn't know we could just make it up, Earl. Like, he was asking a genuine question. And I was like, you know what? I don't sit there and pine over. And there are people who do. My husband does.
Now, here's the thing, Earl. You also went to the one black Dylan song that you could think of.
And you just said the title. Like, again, I know titles of Dylan songs.
Earl, I know you want to prove that you're smart, but you got to let this show take place still. I mean,
You're
there's
like
so
me.
many times that you say nothing, and then you want to talk fast while people are talking and making jokes that make the show go. And I love you. And I'm glad you want to date someone 71, and I think you'd be perfect.
I think that's so funny. But also, Earl, you're like me, but like when somebody asks me what my favorite Devil Wears Prada quote is, I'm always like, florals in spring, groundbreaking.
Here's the other thing. Earl literally has this annoying thing of calling Dylan Uncle Bob. Like he's the crazy unk. You know what I mean? It is like the most disrespected thing to call an American genius.
He calls him Chopped Unk Bob.
Earl, you piece of garbage. On Earth Day?
First of all, let me just explain this to you. If you need a Dylan lyric in your life. They sat together in the park. As the evening sky grew dark, she looked at him and he felt a spark tingle to his bones. 'Twas then he felt alone and wished that he'd gone straight and watched out for a simple twist of fate, which is about everything we've been talking about for the last 20 minutes. What it feels like to connect and not connect with another person, and to know that you're hooking up with somebody that should have been perfect. You just don't yell out hurricane at a woman.
No,
and
you don't
think
yell.
that now he just went, the song.
That's
the song.
referring to
Would you please, not why the jokes are being done, Earl. You had your chance.
You said hurricane and we enjoyed that and we thought it was fun and let us have fun with it.
I didn't interrupt you when you yelled out hurricane. I waited till you were done and then started laughing.
In college.
You don't have to. You don't have to do any of those things, Earl.
I broke up with a girl in college, and then I listened to Shelter from the Storm on loop.
Love
a mental breakdown. I mean, a creature void of form, come in, I'll give you shelter from the storm. Come on, man. I lost my mind.
When Dusty Rhodes would do those song quotes as when he was in the Midnight Cowboy Mask, it was the best. All right, now let me give you the last fucking verse of Simple Twist of Fate and see if you can hold yourself together. People tell me it's a sin to know and feel too much within. I still believe she was my twin, but I lost the ring. She was born in spring, but I was born too late. Blame it on a simple twist of fate. It's literally everything we were talking about.
It really is. It says everything.
It's right there. And no matter what you're talking about in life, there's a Dylan lyric that fits. But now you're going to call him Uncle Bob like he's some crazy old fucking unk that comes to town and you
Some
like,
chopped
he's
unk.
been wearing the same fucking pants for the last 3 weeks. What do I care? He
Yeah.
hasn't changed his pants.
They're pants.
And I know, Earl, Hurricane is the best lyric.
Oh, sure.
I
That's
agree.
definitely a song. It's a song. Of course it is. And I could have just said a song. I didn't know that that was allowed.
Also, people don't want to admit it, but Hurricane did commit murder. And I'm sorry that justice was served, but it was.
Murder
Earl just texted me is, let's get R-worded up in here, a Bob Dylan lyric.
Stop it.
Okay. You know it isn't.
You know that that's not a place we go on this show, Chris. You know
That's why. Just use the letter.
Mark from Toronto, he couldn't hold, but he said, this reminds me of the movie Husbands and Wives. Well, I don't want to get into the genius of Woody Allen. I know that he's married his ex-wife's adopted daughter, and somehow that's a terrible thing.
How about age gap?
But he never lived. Yes, there is an age gap, but they're still together. Does that change you at all?
No,
Does
it
that
does.
change anything?
It does.
Here's Larry in Las Vegas.
Hey, how you doing, Ron?
Hey, how you doing?
Sending you the strongest of vibes for your good
Thank
health.
you. Thank you.
And my Dylan lyric is strike another match, go start anew. It's all over now, baby blue.
Maybe one of the greatest songs. And I hate to say it, I literally enjoy the cover better.
Me too.
Yeah.
I love that so much
And
more.
that's because Van is anti-vax.
I
And
know.
it's easier for me to relate to.
I could hear the purity that the fact that he's not vaccinated in his voice when he covers
Yes.
it. It sounds
I
clean.
love it.
It sounds
I love
fresh.
it.
It's real.
Strong.
It sounds
It's
really
strong.
strong. But I love that cover so much.
Look out, baby, the saints are coming through. I think, you know what I really want to talk about right now, Gail, is Muddy Mats.
Oh, good. I love
If
talking.
Earl ever had a dog, I think you'd get a Muddy Mat, wouldn't you, Earl?
Of course. Definitely.
You never owned a dog?
Never owned a dog.
I bet the only time that you would talk to the dog is why the dog was barking.
Oh, that's not right. You gotta love your dog, and you gotta spoil your dog with things like Muddy Mat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The joy that Dolly gets from Muddy Mats. I'm not even sure that's its intended purpose. I'm gonna be
No, it
honest,
isn't.
but she loves it. You've probably seen videos or commercials for Muddy Mats on TV or online and thought those can't really work that well. Well, guess what? They do. I absolutely love my Muddy Mats.
Only Muddy Mat has thousands of advanced ultra soft microfibers that are 5 times more absorbent than ordinary floor mats, trapping dirt and water and protecting my floors.
I use them everywhere, by every door, under my pet's food dish, in the kitchen to catch spills. I even use one as a bath mat, and the best part is they're 100% machine washable.
If you hate dirty floors, you're going to love Muddy Mats. Trust me, I love them. Our dog loves them, and I can't recommend them enough.
Right now, get a free medium Muddy Mat with your order of 2 or more mats at buymuddymat.com.
This offer is only available at buymuddymat.com. That's B-U-Y, muddy, M-A-T.com.
Don't wait. Take my advice. Get a free Muddy Mat with your order of 2 or more mats only at buymuddymat.com.
Faction Talk 103, it's the Bennington Show. Faction Talk 103, it's the Bennington Show.
Bennington is back. You can head over to SiriusXM.com/Bennington Wall to check out the wall of support and messages that people leave each day. Every day it's growing. And new, incredibly sweet, thoughtful voice messages from the listeners, from friends of the show, from comedians. So go check it out. And if you haven't yet, you can scroll to the bottom and leave your own voice message.
You know what else is just crushes me? I'm hearing from people that I haven't heard from in 30 years.
Oh, man, that's crazy.
if you remember Candyman and Tilly, two guys that we used to do wrestling with.
Oh my God.
Tilly was the guy that he was a real big wrestler and wrestled with your brother when your brother was like, I don't know, 5 or 6 years
So
old.
little, yeah.
They were in the ring. And I brought him like when we were learning how to bounce off the ropes and, take bumps and everything. And then Tilly, he probably was 280 pounds and he's wrestling against a little boy who was probably 45 pounds. And it looked great.
It was so good.
Yeah.
Like, because he obviously he knows how to take the bumps, right? So my brother, it was just this teeny little thing. He'd bounce off the ropes and then clothesline him with his little tiny boy arm. But he'd take the bump as though he's been hit. And boom, smash, hit the ring. He my brother would go to like throw him over his head, but he would throw himself and land on the. It was amazing. It was like the coolest thing for my brother. It was so cute.
And Miles was a Bret the Hitman Hart, so he's always brushing his hair back after a big move.
Yes.
But Tilly would hit the mat, and Miles would bounce up like about a foot just from, what they both weighed.
Yeah.
But Ric Flair used to be able to say, "I could do an hour with a broom." You know what I mean? And that's the thing. People don't realize in wrestling, it's the guy who's losing is running the show. The guy who's winning just acts like he's doing a toss.
Right. And that's why, you really can top from the bottom. It's a lesson from life. Mm-hmm.
And Candyman, not only because he was an independent wrestling manager, but he was also a bass player. So he would play bass in the band that we put together where we would wrestle and then rock afterwards.
Renaissance man.
It was those guys turned me on to EC Dub, early 90s EC Dub before it caught on. And they're like everybody there is smart. Everybody in the audience is smart. And that's where wrestling is going. And I'm like, I don't even know what you're talking about right now. But anyway, I want to play because it's Faction Talk. I've heard from some of the Faction Talk people and the Bonfire. I guess they heard us yesterday talking about the fact that Christine hadn't put anything up in the wall. So the Bonfire, Big J and Robert Kelly sent us this.
Hey, Ron, I'm sitting here with Jay out front. We want to apologize that Christine has not left a message. I mean,
she's had nothing but time.
Yeah.
And she's thought about it a lot.
Yeah.
But she doesn't care.
Yeah, and even when we just told her, Deb was out here saying, hey, you haven't left, and she's like, yeah, or whatever. I think what was it she said?
She goes, what, something going on with him? She seems like really in the dark.
Yeah, she's a dark person. And we want to leave you a message to say, hey, love you, buddy. Hope you, he wanted movie to watch.
Don't watch the Sixers.
You can watch the Celtics, though, if you want to watch them. But also...
That's not a nice message. This message sucks now.
I would suggest all of Dane Cook's library would be good, right?
He plays a guy who, if you hook up with him, you'll get married next. Every time. I don't think it's recording.
You have 10 seconds left.
Oh, it does say I'm listening.
All right, we got to go, dude. Love you, buddy. Take care.
Was that Jay who laughed? Because if so, he has adopted Christine's laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
It's so true.
And it's good to hear Bobby doing, when he's with Jay, he's stronger. Because this is the one that Bobby left. Maybe he was right up front, one of the first people. But this is Bobby Kelly on his own when he was on the road.
Hey, Ron. What's up, buddy? It's your old pal, Bobby Kelly. I'm at Mohegan Sun Casino this weekend, and all by myself. Without drugs and sex and food and blow and cigarettes, the road's not fun. It's really not fun. I'm just a salesman in a bed alone. I have to go to the gym, but Anyways, I'm going to be leaving a lot of these random little messages. So, buckle in. Great movie, Turkish movie, I believe. Mountain 2. The Mountain 2. Bye.
You know what? It was the bye that actually got me at the end.
Yeah. The bye was fun, but the
Bye.
rest of it was pretty depressing.
Oh.
Now,
get to plug his
I would
face.
say this about Bobby and Jay both. They're not in touch with feelings.
Yeah, sure.
You know what I mean?
They struggle with
They're-
that.
They're funny people, but outside of funny, they don't like the feelings that you can get.
Yeah.
Now, since this is faction talk time, let's go to a guy that I've known for 26 years, Eddie Trunk.
Hey, Ronnie B., your old buddy Eddie Trunk here. I just wanted to leave you a message, like so many others have, to wish you well and a speedy recovery, my friend. I know you got this, like so many others do, and I know you're going to kick its ass. So be well. I'm here if you need anything. And if you need a laugh during all of this, remember, Earl +2 for the wedding. Bon Jovi fan since day one, checking out. Your old buddy Eddie Trunk here. If you need anything, my friend, get well soon. We're all pulling for you. All the best.
Well, that was really nice.
Oh, that's so sweet. That's
And,
really sweet, Eddie.
Earl +2 is Eddie's wedding.
Yep.
Earl sent back that yes, he would attend, and he was bringing 2 guests. And Eddie explained that to us, and then we picked up on it, and then O&A picked up on it, and Earl was spending hours every day trying to explain why he was bringing another couple to a wedding. And the only thing that he had, and correct me if I'm wrong, but every time we asked you, you said hurricane. And,
That is true.
It's a through line.
I don't even know what you meant by that.
You know, I don't want to get back into this. This is about you, but it does bug me that it's like, even when you have kids, you can't assume that the kids are invited without like a specific
100%.
invitation that is like, this is you plus your family, or like the kids' names are listed. If not, if there's any confusion, I would always reach out and be like, is this a kids' family wedding? The idea of just 2 other adults who weren't
Yes.
explicitly on the guest list is a wild thing.
Well, the other thing is they were young. They were paying for their own wedding. You know what I mean? So it's straight out of their pockets.
Every
it's
plate.
expenses.
It's expensive.
And then, Earl, you picked not even like 2 chicks to bring. Like I feel like if he was dating 2 chicks, he's like,
I'd
"Yeah,
allow it.
I can't leave one of my chicks at home. I got to bring them both. This is poly." But you invited a couple that, I guess, were you the bull in that relationship, Earl?
No, I was not the bull, no.
He was the cuck
See,
cape.
he wants to make it short. Now
Hurricane.
he wants to make it short. Hurricane. All right. Sorry, Earl. Tried to bring you in. Eddie thought it would be funny, maybe cheer me up, but that's okay. All right. So now it's time for Sam Roberts. Now, I'm trying to think. I didn't meet Sam Roberts. He wasn't at NEW, but he, of course, when the old XM was on 57th Street. And I would say I connected to Sam Roberts right away. And I used to have him and Fez compete against each other. Were wrestling talk.
Right.
Because Fez was always a little jealous that Sam was running with the wrestling talk. So I don't know what he's going to bring up, but I can't wait to hear this. This is Sam Roberts, Faction Talk.
Sam has not left a message.
What?
What?
What do you mean?
Nope. I'm looking at the wall. I'm searching through it. There is no Sam Roberts.
No, I'm sure Sam.
Or
can you check again? Just check again, because I feel like
I mean,
Sam,
the bonfire left 2.
They did really.
None from Sam Roberts.
That is so
Nothing.
weird.
Not one message.
Well, I know this is WrestleMania time of the year. Maybe he's, so busy because
I don't care.
He has a deal with WrestleMania that Sam goes to WrestleMania every year and he sells cotton candy, and he's just walking through the crowd. Cotton candy, touch the feel of cotton candy. Wow.
Now concessions for Roberts.
Wow. I can't believe it.
Oh.
Shocked, really. That's strange.
Do me a favor and please get in touch with Jim McClure.
Okay.
And have him put a little pressure on Sam because, we're supposed to be a family. I feel like the Faction Talk family.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, I think a lot of us feel that way, but it seems like one person doesn't.
Who's that?
Sam Roberts.
Wow.
I'm shocked. That could have been anyone in the answer.
I guess his
Sam.
daddy, Triple H, has his ear.
Here's the thing. Norton left one of the original messages.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Straight away.
And he was Faction Talk family too.
Mm-hmm.
Not just two. He was Faction Talk family.
That's right.
Earl, have you seen Sam lately?
I saw Sam this morning. Yes.
What did he say?
He just gave me like that New York nod and just kept moving, and then
You guys didn't talk?
I just saw him in the hallway. I just said hey, and then just did a New York nod, and we kept moving.
Stop calling.
All right. I was
Why
told
do you
that you
keep
guys
saying
were
that?
talking wrestling. Deb is going to report back to me.
Sam,
Deb, what happened?
Sam was asking if Earl's going to talk about wrestling on the air today and talk about everything that's been going on.
Earl never
this
adds
happen?
anything to the show.
But did this happen, Earl?
Yeah, they were talking.
Is that a New York nod to you?
Yeah,
Earl? Or is that a conversation about wrestling?
There was a conversation about wrestling, but it wasn't.
Why
That's not
didn't
a
you
New
tell
York
us?
nod. What are you hiding? Why would you
Money in the
hide
Bank?
that?
The Rumble? What are you talking about?
That's wink and blink and end nod.
Why wouldn't you tell us what you guys were talking about?
I thought it wasn't. It was about me, but it wasn't directed to me. That's why I didn't mention it.
It was about you, but not to you.
Directed to me.
What do you
Who
think?
was he
Like a
talking
little
to?
baby?
Whether Earl was going to bring up wrestling? Why didn't you say, "Hey Sam, you didn't put up anything on the wall. You're the only person from Faction Talk. You think I fucking care about wrestling?"
True. I should have done that and just really called him out on it. That would have been the right thing.
Instead, you didn't even say what he brought up. You were saying it was just a New York nod, as if people from other cities don't nod.
They nod. Okay.
They nod.
Oh, they nod. And
His
you know what's
self-centeredness.
weird? I'm not even going to say you should have screamed him down for not putting something up. If you guys are so close, hey, you know what I mean?
Hey.
A fella to a fella. Two buddies, two wrestling besties. Like, why don't you approach it that way? Instead, you're lying. You're saying he's giving you a New York nod when actually you guys are super close.
Here's the other thing. He's never once lived in New York City. He's always been in Westchester.
Yeah.
Okay.
Was it
Why
a
wouldn't you say-
Westchester, New York nod?
Why didn't you go, hey, what's with you doing the New York nod when you're fucking Westchester?
That's for
Why don't
five
you
girls.
Why don't you give me a White Plain shrug?
Yep.
White plains, more like white stains. That's what we used to call it.
You did?
Like cum?
Yeah, like in college, as soon as you purchase, be like, hey, we're going to White Stains today.
Let me tell you something, Earl. Deb is watching you at all times, and she reports back to me. So I'm going to find out the fucking truth, whether it's how much snacks you eat and how loudly, when you're sleeping in there, days that you say you're not ready to do the show. I hear about it all the time.
Ron has many little birds throughout Sirius XM.
All right, we're going to probably have to cover now for Sam Roberts. Is there anybody else we can play since Mr. New York Nod doesn't give a shit? Who do we got, Deb?
We have Rohan from Australia.
From Australia.
Wow.
Oh, down under?
A guy from
Wow.
Australia is going to leave a message when the guy down the hall does not.
Unbelievable.
Okay.
Hey Ron, my name's Rowan. I'm from Australia. Just want to give you my best, mate. You've been a part of my life for the last 10, 15 years from just listening to you and Fez on repeat and now Bennington. It's weird how I got there. I was a fan of Patrice. I looked up Patrice on YouTube. YouTube has O&A, da-da-da-da-da. And then I listened to you and thought, this is the best shit I've ever heard in my life. So I just want to say thanks. And I know you got this. I'm sending them love. And I'm not particularly good at anything. So to know that Chris Stanley and Bill Douglas actually have jobs and lives makes me feel better about mine. So thanks, man. Love everyone there. Gail, Deb, and the rest. But yeah, thank you so much. And we'll see you on the better side of this, brother. You got this, mate. Thank you.
God, that was fantastic.
Yeah, that was
Most
so
of it
cool.
was great.
I thought it was all great. Every part of it.
All right, here's the thing. Deb is going to explain to us how he got here.
So I got some word that people who are out of the country can't participate. They can't leave messages on the site. So people have been sending them to Bennington Show at SiriusXM.com. They're sending voicemails or texts and we're posting it for them. So if anyone wants
that's so
to do
sweet.
Isn't that amazing?
That's awesome.
For foreigners and expats.
Because, you know what? I don't consider them foreigners. I think of them as friends.
That's beautiful.
I don't believe in foreigners. It's just friends I haven't met yet.
You don't see borders.
It's Earth Day.
Can I do? Yeah, it's Earth
Good
Day.
one.
When you're in space, you look down. There's no borders. I mean, there's an unfinished wall, but that's it.
And if you think
even,
of us,
yeah,
like spiraling through space
oh jeez,
on Starship Earth, it's just one big spaceship. We're all on it together.
I didn't even think about it that way. We're stuck here. And we can't get off.
But yet, have you seen that animation where they're like, we know that we like evolve and revolve and we're moving around within our solar system, but it is really weird that there's this, I don't know, there's a video animation of shows how our actual, like how we're moving through space and we're like corkscrew, like we're shooting through space, all of it, like the entire galaxy itself.
You're making me queasy.
And I'm like,
I just want to be still for 5 minutes.
And it's in a corkscrew, and it kind of made me feel like a little like anxious. I'm like, what if we crash into something? I don't like it.
Here's the thing. Do you know what direction we're going in? There isn't one.
No,
in
God.
Space. It doesn't matter if it's up, down, left, right.
I don't like that.
Northwest, southeast.
No.
But
we're
we
just
have-
out there.
We need coordinates. That's something that we understand here in our earthly bodies.
I met a star man once, and he said, most interesting thing to me, he said, let the children boogie.
I love that.
And
I love
go,
that he said, let all
boogie?
the children boogie.
What do you mean boogie? And he goes, how do you say it? I go, you mean boogie? And he's like, yeah. I go, well, there isn't a boogie woogie, you know. And then you know who said that? People who, David Bowie. The fucking English say Bowie.
They say
you know
Bowie.
who never says Bowie? Bowie. He's never once said,
no.
This is David Bowie.
Nope.
Yeah.
All right. Here's, I mean, we don't have Sam Roberts, so we're scrambling. And this is, I guess, the new morning show on Faction Talk. This is Casey from Florida.
Hey, Ron. Casey from Florida here. Just first off, wanted to say thank you so much for being so open and transparent during this really difficult, transitional time for you. It just shows the human aspect of how you connect with people and how you've built this Bennington family that stretches so far. It's amazing to see and hear. I am new to the Bennington family. My boyfriend Drew introduced me to you guys, and I have become a daily listener. It's something that we talk about, the topics, different things, it brings a lot of laughs and smiles to our day. And so for that, I am extremely, extremely thankful. Still have a bone to pick with Stanley, who thinks that butter knives don't belong with cutlery. And, that still makes me really mad. But, it's another topic for another day. But well wishes from my family to yours.
I forgot that Stanley said, first of all, Casey, I love your voice, and Drew seems like the luckiest guy in the world. But you were right. Stanley did that anti-butter knife talk, and then he gave me the butter knife with
He
holes
turned
in
around
it.
and gave you one. So that was weird.
The butter knife with holes isn't standard. That's a specialty item. I'm talking about the mass cutlery system of the Core 4. The butter knife needs to get out.
Here's the thing. You know what we call the butter knife with holes over here is the Stanley knife. And it's always the Stanley knife doesn't work, or what's wrong with the Stanley knife? Should we throw out the Stanley knife?
Please.
By the way, when if you go over on Instagram today, I did use the Stanley knife along with John Boy, but for some reason at the end of it, I acted like the butter and jam tasted terrible, and I don't know why I made that choice. And I didn't even have a line. I just made a face like this tastes terrible.
It was great. Great choice. It was a swerve, dude. I didn't see that
so
coming.
Funny. I definitely didn't see Jam Boy showing up. I mean, that was a shock to me.
The Michael movie about Michael Jackson is coming out, and Chris Stanley actually fooled me by saying at the end, you get to vote on did he do it. But they're giving credit to, I forget the actor, but they're giving somebody credit for what some people now call the black band on MTV in the early days. They weren't playing black artists. They weren't playing Prince.
Yeah.
And they weren't playing Michael Jackson. And there's a great interview with Bowie where he calls them out.
I love that.
I forget who, it was one of the VJs. I forget which one. Do you remember, Gail?
I thought it was Kurt Loder, but I could be wrong.
No, not Kurt Loder. I think it was even pre-Kurt Loder. Earl thinks he knows.
Mark Goodman.
Mark
Yes,
Goodman.
Mark Goodman.
Yes, it was.
Who they knew from Mark doing radio. And Mark was trying to defend MTV with narrowcasting, and I felt bad for him because, you know, it's hard when you try to play the company line when you don't necessarily believe it. But
right. It's not easy.
I was going to ask you guys, do you think there's a time that was peak MTV? Chris, you and Gail would have come in later than that time. So
Yeah.
Is there a peak MTV?
Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna
mean,
say.
to me, it's the early 90s because it becomes established in the 80s, and by the early to even close to mid 90s, it's still playing a lot of music, and then it created reality television. That, like, the very beginning at that time, we had, like, the real world in its pure form before it got like very, you know, like the original concept of it, which was very documentary style. And there was just that one. You know what I mean? It wasn't like that. Like, we still had a vast amount of music videos and then shows that played music videos. And we weren't even yet at the TRL era where I feel like they were like, oh, here's the top 10 videos, but they wouldn't even play the video all the way through. So to me, I think, and then you have some really good, like, some of the silly programming begins, right? Like, you have Beavis and Butthead at that era of MTV. So they were still, like, kind of mixing in some programming, but it still was a music network, and you still had to be based in music.
What do you think, Chris?
I'm going to say 1988 or 1989, right before the extra programming came in, when it was totally pure music videos. We're talking about music television here, and that's when it was.
What videos are you talking about then?
I'm going to say, you know, like Guns N' Roses and whatnot in those late 80s.
What not? There's only one Guns N' Roses. I mean, is it
Who's the
Guns
what?
N' Roses that you're talking about, or are you panicking now?
No, I'm not panicking. I just didn't have cable then, and I'm just zooming out, thinking
All right,
about
so
culturally.
you're guessing. You're guessing. So I think it's this. It started in 1981. I don't think they had found their spot in 81. They weren't in every market. But I think 82 to 85. Because 82 was the Police doing, you know, interesting stuff with videos. and then Thriller, which we were just describing had to be put on, but that was actually almost more like, oh, they're spending big money. Like the early videos were just people, a lot of times it was just playing live or whatever.
Yeah.
And then up to 85 is when Live Aid happened. And then after that, I feel like they had lost that thing where you just start chasing your own dick. And I think about the time that they got into the VMAs as when they started to act like the original VJs were not the thing. And it was about the celebrities coming in. And I felt they lost that family feel that they had with the VJs. They really, it's almost like the suits got caught up into themselves. And they're like, let's just keep making this bigger and bigger. And really, Gail, the time that you're describing, and a lot of it is, like I said, age. But that's when they were killing it without even knowing they were killing it. And Beavis and Butthead, they started to make fun of the videos, where the original VJs loved the videos. You know what I mean? But once they started getting rid of those original VJs and you started to get people who just came on, it seemed sad to me. You know what I mean? Like there was something sad about it.
I remember in high school, which was like the late 90s for me, they started running Win a Chance to Be a VJ, which is where that kid Jesse came from. And there was
Jesse
a portly
Camp.
guy. Yeah.
Yeah, there were other people, and it's not to say that they were bad, but it's like when you replace people in a band.
Yeah, exactly. And then again, there was that one blonde lady who hosted True Life, which was their documentary series. Again, the late '90s, early 2000s. She was like an investigative journalist.
Yeah,
I think she was also a DJ.
I used to always
something
watch the True
Ocho or something like that, or
Serena?
Something like that.
Serena Alshol.
Yeah, Serena. Yeah,
Yeah.
I always liked her, even though she wasn't
She's-
the original.
Yeah.
Chris in PA. Chris.
Hey, guys. Hey, first off, Ron, you're in my thoughts and prayers, man. I love you. I've been around listening to you since your Savannah days with Ron and Ron. But
wow,
I think the peak is definitely 1985, especially the summer when they were broadcasting Live Aid. That was the greatest peak, or the peak of MTV. Peace
Yeah,
out,
that was
guys.
my feeling is too. I would say the early, like there was a 3-year peak when Michael Jackson started to be talked about as a visual artist. You know what I mean? Like MTV was suddenly bigger than radio. Like within like a year and a half, like they were making their own stars. Like a lot of those people, like Thompson Twins and shit, were not making it on radio. They were making it because of MTV. And then Live Aid was almost like where it all could go. I mean, you could even go back to like We Are the World and Do They Know It's Christmas? Like those things those were all MTV artists.
Right.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
And then after that happened is when I feel like the suits were just going, how do we make this really about our genius? And we're bringing in, stars and shit.
Right.
I think if you were at MTV in the early days, it probably had be one of the funnest things ever.
How could it not?
In many ways, MTV killed or slowly killed what I liked about rock and roll was kind of improvisation. Once you had Michael Jackson dancing, Madonna dancing, you start to see the band not on the stage. The dancers became the thing. And that hasn't really left pop music. And it still stinks. It still is the worst fucking thing ever. And it's almost like rock and roll lost and Dean Martin won. You know what I mean? It's a fucking variety show from the 1960s where the fucking gold diggers come out and they're dancing around because they're cute and hot, but it has nothing to do with rock and roll.
No, it's just spectacle at that point. It's like, oh, pay attention to this. Look at all this flashing shit.
Yeah, but why? Like, why? And that's why, like, kids today, they don't have a favorite drummer. They don't have a favorite guitar player. Why would they?
Right.
They don't even have a favorite dancer. No one talks about somebody as a fantastic backup dancer. They're the fucking Laker girls.
They have a favorite DJ, I guess. I guess that's what they have.
Is that even a thing anymore?
It's fallen off, to be totally
Yeah.
honest. The
I
EDM.
think even that is like a subculture now.
Joey in Georgia.
Hey, buddies. I appreciate the chance to chop it up.
Great to chop it up.
I was going to say remote control because Earl was on there, but my favorite time of MTV, was spring break, those times that they were in Panama City. I only lived about an hour from there, and it was awesome watching that stuff.
And Panama City was like the 4th or 5th of them going down. But what was kind of cool about that was they weren't really running it. You know what I mean? They weren't running the beach.
Right.
At first, when they showed up, they were just like, we're here. This is crazy. By the way, we've brought a couple of bands down with us that are going to perform. You know what I mean? But what was cool about that is they were part of the early spring breaks. By the time they went to Panama City, nobody was going to Panama City until MTV went there. You know what I mean?
Really?
And then, of course not. Why would you go to Panama City for fucking spring break? It doesn't even make sense. Nobody went to the fucking Panhandle for the beaches.
I loved watching that as a kid.
Yeah.
Watching the Spring Breakers. It's very funny. Like, I remember when I was in college and I had my first like spring break, and I was laughing thinking about me as a kid being like, I can't wait for spring break. And like me and my friends just like went up to Montreal and got drunk. And I was like, guess I didn't go down to the beaches in Florida and get super drunk with a bunch of frat boys.
Here's the thing. Spring break, those shows begat Girls Gone Wild.
Yes, 100%. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because that was just people down shooting the spring breaks.
Yes.
And then they were like, well, we can keep this going. We're selling these tapes. And and the funny thing about that is like you weren't even streaming it. You know what I mean? You had to have a fucking physical tape sent to your house. So married guys would try to figure out what they had to do to get that tape.
Those goddamn commercials played so much. I remember watching Comedy Central at night, like around the late 90s, early 2000s, and just every commercial was a Girls Gone Wild commercial. Like every break there was Girls Gone Wild shit. Joe Francis was the dude.
Then they start that Snoop Dogg, which was also weird because you're like, I'm not watching this for the host.
No, that was End Stage Girls Gone Wild.
Yeah. And then eventually he fell into so much trouble. And if you own the tape, you probably owned a tape that had an underage girl on it. And you had to quickly burn it somewhere. I saw a thing on TV last night with Miles Teller. And do you know where he came from? You know what was his first thing? This shocked me.
What?
No.
Penn and Teller. He's the teller from Penn and Teller.
I had no idea.
He said he spent the first 30 years of his show business life without speaking. He goes, Penn was the speaker. And then finally, I think he, got in some movies. And he was like, I like speaking.
He literally found his voice.
Do you know the first thing that he said?
No.
First thing that Teller from Penn and Teller ever said.
What?
Hurricane.
Finally, he speaks.
Eloquent.
Here's Glenn, Pittsburgh. Glenn.
Hey, buddies. I think MTV went wrong because in the 80s and early 90s, their target demo was college-age kids, and that attracted younger people and slightly older people. And then when they switched over to that TRL era, their target demo became middle school kids and lower age high school kids. And I think that really is what blew their spot up more than anything.
It's really a great call because this will happen with the radio station. Let's say you have a rock station in the 80s, and then you have to make a decision. Do you want to grow older with that audience? And that's how we got classic rock stations. And most classic rock stations didn't start as classic rock. They'd be like a rock station that would add new music but still keep the music that their original audience fell in love with. And I remember when I went to Florida, I was surprised that people in Florida didn't know Yes and Jethro Tull, because their rock stations were newer than they were in the Northeast. You know what I mean? So they started with like Styx. You know what I mean? Like classic rock would be Styx and Bruce Springsteen, you know, and not so much Bad Company and, you know. But yeah, it's a good point. That thing, they carved off their older audience, and then they had a newer audience who didn't relate to the music the same way.
No. And that's
and then
why,
it became about hip hop, because that was pop music at the time.
Sure.
Hip hop, and then just a plethora of like teen dating shows, or like, 18, 19-year-olds.
Right. Well, I'm talking about the music part of it. We know they got out of the music business. And then the thing there was, the reason to do that is that if you had a show, it was easier to have an advertiser to buy that show than to buy your entire station. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The ads for the early day were for MTV, but now you could sell, Headbangers Ball and only Headbangers Ball.
Yeah, and also like it is true that it was like, even when the shows started, when they started doing more programming, all of those shows were based around music. And then they were like, it doesn't even have to be about music. I mean, yeah, it's music television, but does it have to be about music? And like once they hit that, then it literally, and again, that same concept of like, if you're watching, a bunch of idiot like kids in their early 20s going on dates and stuff, you don't want to watch that when you're in your early 20s. That's literally for 16-year-olds to be like, oh my God, that's dating? Like 21-year-olds are out doing things. Like they don't care about what these idiots are doing. And like that was very weird for me. Like the second I graduated high school, I went, oh, like we would put, like when I was in college, we'd put MTV on and then we'd be like, wow, this isn't for us. That's really weird. Like we could immediately tell even the music they were playing at that time period. Because, that was like kind of that rise of the kind of like emo, pop punky kind of. And we were like, suddenly felt like, oh, that's what the kids are listening to. Like, it really felt like that was the music for, like, if you were 15 and 16, not 19 and 20.
Sure.
And that was really a weird shift.
We were talking about the age thing earlier. Huge difference between 19 and 15.
Massive.
Culturally.
Yeah.
Culturally, you're in an entire different world.
Yes.
100%.
Yeah.
A 15-year-old boy, he's all buck teeth and elbows, and he can't walk through a fucking store without knocking things over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if you're 19 and some 15-year-old kids come in, you're like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
I can't be around your stupid energy.
What are these babies doing here?
You're saying the word awesome too much.
Awesome.
Hurricane. That's just mean. Now I'm just being mean.
But, you know what? It's not even that what you're doing is mean. Is that sometimes it's the way Chris laughs when you say a mean thing.
He does a
like
fake.
It's like
fake.
that wheezy laugh that just sounds like he's the bad crony along with somebody.
We's laughing, and Earl, like, I get it. You know, Chris is really the piece of shit here.
And then Earl won't look up. Earl, is there something you like to say to Chris today? Get it off your chest. And be honest. Don't try to guess what we want to hear. Say how you exactly feel to Chris.
Fuck you.
What? Come on, Earl. That isn't expressing yourself. I want you to say actually how you feel. Feel.
Well, it is when Chris always kind of parrots along with you. That is mean.
I didn't parrot anything.
That is mean.
Ron.
You're parroting. I said it was mean. I want you to say what you actually feel.
What I actually feel? I mean, I'm angry. I'm disgusted at Chris.
Well, how are you disgusted at me?
I don't even know if that's true. And Chris wants it to work so he can do his Chris over the top thing.
I'm not trying to be over the top on anything. I just want him to express himself much like you do, Ron. This guy.
Now, why would you want him to express himself?
Because I want to finally find out.
He's not some guy. He's Earl.
This guy over here, boss.
And I
Why don't you tell him how you feel?
Earl, I love you. Do you frustrate me at times? Yeah, sure. That's going to happen amongst coworkers, but I actually do love you. And I'm going to be honest. The hurricane thing was totally insane, and that's not communicating. Well, and you can't even communicate now.
It wasn't even insane because I was mentioning a song, and I was
mentoring. What do you mean mentoring?
Mentioning a song.
You don't no, you said mentoring. Here's the thing, Earl. Instead of being mad at Chris, aren't you kind of mad at Sam Roberts today? And aren't you mad that you didn't stand up to him?
Yeah.
And say, Earl, everybody else from Faction Talk has sent something. Why haven't you, Sam? Where is Sam right now?
Sam, don't just give me a New York nod, Sam.
Sam?
No, Chris, you're just repeating Sam. You can't be.
It's fine.
Just said that.
But you can't be third.
Me too.
Good point.
Go ahead, Earl.
And look, I should have called him out on it. I should have mentioned something to him.
All right, let's do a thing right now. Let's play this out. I'm Sam Roberts. You know, I'm the king of wrestling. I'm too big for, most thing. And I give you a nod. And what do you do when I give you that New York nod?
Hey, Sam, have you gone onto the Bennington wall? Have you left a message there?
Why are you yelling at me? Okay, I just finished my show. And guess what? I'm taking a short break before I do my wrestling show. Why are you angry? I could see if you came to me with curiosity.
Well, you have the break. You could take a minute out of your day to leave a nice message.
Why are you treating me like this? Why not just bring it up like a friend? Instead, you sit in judgment. As if you're better than me. Have you put anything on that wall, Earl?
Yes, I have. I put something on the wall, Sam, and you should do the same.
Why didn't Deb ever play it?
That I would have to ask her, but
Well, she's right there. She's a foot from you. Go ahead and ask her.
Deb, how come you haven't played my audio clip yet?
Because a couple days ago when Ron asked if you were ready to have yours played, you said no. You were not.
Yeah, why was that?
Yeah, I actually can't remember why that was.
Loving this role play.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I just thought that, there were other messages that were just as, if not better than mine at that particular moment.
Why would you say that to Sam?
You don't need to.
You're trying to make him stand up and do this. Now you're bringing up that yours was weaker?
No, I didn't say it was weak. I just felt like there were others that should have.
Should we take it down?
No, absolutely.
We have the power to do that.
And give you a chance to do another one. All right, why don't you just start it now and we'll put it on.
All right, hey, Ron, it's me, Earl. I just wanted to send out all my love and light to you and your family during this really difficult time. You're getting back that you always see the best in people. And you always try to bring out the best in people. You've had that effect on me throughout our 20-plus year relationship. And you're just getting back the love and support that you've always given out to, not only to me, but to my family and to others. And I just want to just wish you a speedy recovery. And I love you, man.
Earl, that was beautiful.
That was really nice, Earl. See, that's
that was fantastic
thing that Sam could look up to, And
I like that you said love and like, because a lot of people focus on the love, but you also brought the like into it, which was great.
I meant to say light in my.
No. I like.
I
like it better as liked.
Because sometimes, it's like, how you love your family, but do you like your family? And you're saying you're both. You both love him and you like him. You like him.
I think it's more important to like your family because that, you know what I mean? The love you're kind of forced into.
You're forced into it. It's uncomfortable, actually, the love.
Yeah.
But the like actually makes you have the ability to have human decency to your own family. The love.
And enjoy.
Yes, and the love can be brought with so much intensity that sometimes you end up hurting the people you love. But a lot of times you don't hurt the people you like.
Now, here's the thing. Chris has no idea what you're talking about because he's never had any family, which is why it's hard for him to date people that have family because he doesn't understand.
That dynamic is nuts, okay? Like it was always weird meeting people's families when this guy lacking in that.
But here's the thing. You say, Chris, that you love Earl, but do you like him? Because I've never heard you say I really like Earl.
No, I don't like him, but I do love him.
See? And I'm saying that's a weakness.
That's a problem.
Because you love him because you have shared this part of the trail together.
Right.
You guys have ridden together through the rains and the pains and the many gains.
And you took the reins.
So many gains.
Yeah, and he took the reins. And the love remains. And the song stays the same. But you don't like him.
No.
And that goes to show the love, what is it even worth without the like? And Earl, look what you brought out just by being yourself for a second. You've taken us to a whole nother place.
Yes.
Because you boldly acted like yourself instead of what you want everybody to want you to be. You see yourself as the moon so you can reflect the light that hits you. But you need to see yourself as the what?
Stars.
The stars, he said. Far away light. As far as way he can get instead of being the sun.
Think of the closer the light.
All right. Well, we tried. Today was a failure of a show.
Wait, what?
Tomorrow, I think, is going to be better. We're going to have a guest.